So today is your geography class 1. I assume that you have already participated orientation session. So, but I'll be doing the redo of orientation session at the end of the session. So let me start with the first class. So you know that in the syllabus, they have mentioned 11 points in prelims exam, 11 points in the prelims exam and 6 papers in the mains exam. So before starting the geography paper, you'll be given the tracking sheet. The tracking sheet would be like this. We need to understand about syllabus. The first question, please, before going to the syllabus analysis, we need to understand what is meant by geography, geographical factors, climatic factors. If I give just factors, how to approach it. Socio-geographical aspects, environmental aspects. So if you understand this broader sense of the generic terms, then you could be able to approach in the mains exam. So now the first question is, just write down, you'll be understanding the importance and significance of syllabus. The first question related to mains exam, discuss the role of various factors. Online participants, kindly note the question. Discuss the role of various factors. Discuss the role of various factors for the development and progress of Telangana region. Telangana region. So if I just change this question like this, instead of giving various factors, if I give geographical factors, if I just replace instead of various factors, what would be your approach to the question? Furthermore, if I just replace instead of geographical factors, climatic factors. Before the establishment of Telangana as a state, people used to say Telangana is a backward region. Vidarbha, like a Vidarbha region, we used to compare like Vidarbha, Rayalaseema, Northern Andhra, Telangana into one set of region. Considering that there is a major factors which are influencing, because of these reasons, this region is being historically underdeveloped, backward. Now the pattern has been changed. The progress has been reversed. Now, in almost all socio-economical developmental indices, Telangana is in top 5. We are in top 10 also. Some cases top 3, top 5. Now Telangana region, Telangana as a state, which was established as a 29th state, now we are not in the 29th position. We are in the top 5 position. The historical perspective has been reversed because of the proactive implementation of policies. Though there is some geographical disadvantage, we have converted into advantages for the development and progress. Are you following? So now if I just replace instead of various factors as a geographical factors and climatic factors, your approach has to be different. Furthermore, I have just given the development and progress. What is meant by development? What is meant by progress? If you understand the context of these questions, then immediately you can brainstorm some relevant points so you can approach the question. Otherwise, each and every question you will try to see that it's a different question, an unique question, and you have to read the lot of content. It is not about reading lot of content. It is try to understand the pattern of the mains questions and approach your pattern. That's my point of discussion. Now, if I just replace development and progress, backwardness of Telangana region. Backwardness of Telangana region. Backwardness of Telangana region. Try to understand. Instead of Telangana region, Rayalaseema region. Northeastern region. North India. Vidarbha region, how to approach it? For all these questions, so we have enormous information in terms of syllabus. You understand my point? If I ask to discuss the backwardness of Telangana region or the role of various factors for the development and progress, you may think that you have not studied. You have not studied. Just to try to write 5 points for this question. Discuss the role of various factors for the development and progress of Telangana region. Just write down. Don't assume that you are not prepared and this is the first class. Just to put some relevant points on the paper. Just put on. Just brainstorm for 2 minutes and try to consolidate some points which you had been reading in the newspaper or maybe watching in the news channels or listening to some political executive. They'll be saying that this is the reason, that is the reason, Naxalism, lack of inadequate mineral resources, corruption. These factors you can write it, isn't it? Just put on the paper. Online students, are you following? Yeah, please, it's an inclusive approach. Try to understand. Otherwise, you feel that disconnected to the class. Just to switch off your brain, try to follow the class. Then you feel that you could able to approach any question in the mains exam. Because when it comes to mains group 1, you have to write something. People who could able to write at least 10 points, they could able to get the service. Yeah. Now, to approach in mains approach, we have to understand syllabus precisely. We have to understand syllabus precisely. AC off chese Ramakrishna. Sound వస్తుంది. So mains approach for any paper that is from essay paper to paper 6, we need to understand syllabus first. In the syllabus, you have to understand what are the generic terms. Historical aspects, development, socio-economic progress. ఈ జెనరిక్ టర్మ్స్ నుంచి మనము డైమెన్షన్స్ అనేది ఐడెంటిఫై చేయాలి. వీ హ్యావ్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ డైమెన్షన్స్. ఈ డైమెన్షన్స్ నే దీస్ డైమెన్షన్స్ వీఆర్ నౌ కాలింగ్ యాజ్ ఎ డిఫరెంట్ డైమెన్షన్స్, different perspectives. I can mention that relevant perspectives. I can write 10 points, whether my 10 points are relevant to the question given or not. Mains is not about writing what you have learned. Mains is about writing what that has been asked. Say there is a one famous example I often repeat. During press conference, whatever the questions that the press persons are asking to the political leaders, they'll answer what they have understood or what they have responded. Why you have lost elections in Karnataka? They'll say we have won elections in Telangana. They don't say that what were the reasons they have lost in the Karnataka, but they'll say that we have won in the Telangana, but our vote share in Karnataka has been increased as compared to last year. It is not about political executive. But when it comes to bureaucracy or permanent executive, you might be aware in the recent episode of Law and Order issue, when it comes to one film star in the state of Telangana, there was one question asked to the Commissioner of Police, to Mr. Srivi Anand. Sir, the people are saying that the film unit is sponsoring the medical expenses. He responded, the government of Telangana is bearing the entire cost. He didn't say whether the film unit or the film industry is sponsoring or the film actor is sponsoring, but he replied, the government of Telangana is bearing the entire medical expenditure. You understand the difference? Because he is not aware how much has been sponsored by the film unit, and also whether the film industry is going to sponsor or not. You don't have information. What information he is having? Whatever the government response he wanted to tell, he responded. If he mentioned that, no, the film unit is not sponsoring, that will be the headline. Instead of saying that the government is sponsoring the medical expenditure, the headline would be, Mr. Allu Arjun is not sponsoring the medical expenditure, though it has been declared. Because people wants that kind of messages or information. But when it comes to group 1 information, group 1 exam, what you can write 10 points, you can write 15 points. People will say that I have completed 44 pages, 30 pages, 3 pages each question I have written. But how much relevant content you are writing, that matters when it comes to mains exam. So the syllabus we have to understand, the generic terms which is mentioned in the syllabus, you should understand. Say for example, science and technology progress, socio-environmental issues in the country, the climate impact on economy, impact of El Nino on Indian monsoon. Now you might be read in newspaper for the past few days, the temperatures in the state of Telangana has been drastically decreasing as compared to last year. They would mention some reasons. But the same question has a geography student, geographical dimension, what we have to understand. The same way, in the capital city of India, you might be reading the n number of news article, grade 3 GRAP action plan put into place, odd and even rule has been implemented. Schools has been directed to go for hybrid model. Now the pollution levels are more than the danger levels. It's just like if you just walk in the streets of Delhi, it's just like 1 hour, it's just like a smoking of more than 50 cigarettes. And the people are now going with air purifiers. Now Delhi has become as a gas chamber. Now people will say that it's because of pollution. But there are some certain geographical reasons when it comes to Delhi. Delhi is located in the extension of the Thar Desert. It is located in the high pressure zone. Instead of rising of air column, there is a subsidence of air column in the deserts. And it is a continental effect because the same kind of amount of pollution is there in Kolkata and Mumbai, but the pollution levels in Delhi is more. And there is a sea breezes and land breezes impact on Kolkata and Mumbai, but it is not there in the Delhi. Unfortunately, it also coincided with the agriculture season, where the next season in the NCR region, National Capital Region, the farmers will go for stubble burning, which aggravates the situation. And it falls in the winter season, where the temperature, the subsidence of air columns will be furthermore. Furthermore, the impact of greenery, rainfall, the pattern, retreating monsoon rather than monsoon season, onset monsoon. These are the certain relevant geographical reasons where the situation has been worsened further and further. Now people are thinking, even there are some news articles that now the country is going to have the second capital. If that is the situation, at least for 3 to 4 months, the economic activity, the political activity, the executive activity would be on standstill. It's just like Jammu and Kashmir, where there is a winter capital and summer capital. Why we have two capitals? People will aware that it's just simply because of historical reasons. It is mainly because of geographical reasons. During winter season, Kashmir is completely snow cover. Can you function in that? Functioning in that area would be costly. That's the reason that summer capital and winter capital. At the present government, they wanted to do reverse away, but again, it will be put into the place. Now, coming back, whatever the mains question that has been asked, you have to identify the generic terms and try to understand what the relevant themes we can write. And this relevant aspects and dimensions has to be substantiated. Kindly note. What is meant by substantiation? Either you have to give some example, reason, or data. That is the meaning of substantiation. If I just simply say that the pollution levels in the capital is increasing, that is not a specific statement. You have to mention as per National Air Quality Index, above 400 particulate ppm. That is the data. It means this data is now you have sources called newspaper. That's the reason. Kindly note, mains paper is newspaper is mains paper. To be in the news, read news. Yeah, which I have been repeatedly telling to the students since the beginning of Civic Center. ఎందుకంటే ఈ స్టేట్మెంట్ యొక్క ఇంపాక్ట్, రిలవెన్స్, సిగ్నిఫికెన్స్ అనేది మీకు పీవైక్యూస్ చూస్తే తెలుస్తుంది. పీవైక్యూస్ చూస్తే ఇంక్లూడింగ్ యూపీఎస్సీ మెయిన్స్ కానీ, గ్రూప్ 1 మెయిన్స్ కానీ మీరు కానీ అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే దెన్ యూ విల్ అండర్స్టాండ్ ద సిగ్నిఫికెన్స్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ స్టేట్మెంట్. పీపుల్ విల్ జస్ట్ సింప్లీ గో విత్ మంత్లీ మ్యాగజైన్స్. ఆ మంత్లీ మ్యాగజైన్, ఈ మంత్లీ మ్యాగజైన్, ఎవరైతే న్యూస్ పేపర్ చదువుతారో, న్యూస్ పేపర్ అర్థం చేసుకుంటారో, from the newspaper, if you could able to consolidate some relevant points and use these points consolidated from the newspaper wherever it is relevant, then you are the aspirant for the group 1. Otherwise, if you just go with the compilation, that is their perspective. If I just simply ask, what is your perspective on one nation, one elections or women reservation, and today newspaper, yesterday newspaper is saying that now the government of Telangana wants to expand fourth city, and metro rail would be extended furthermore. The role of roadways or transport system in the expansion and development of any region, that can be understood from the newspaper only. Simply reading the standard textbooks like your NCERT or whatever the class notes does not suffice for the conventional papers or descriptive papers like Group 1 service or UPSC services. Now write down, mains paper is newspaper is mains paper. To be in news, read news. How to read newspaper, I'll take in another session. Now this is the context. Now we are now opening to the syllabus which is given to you. I have given 3 pages syllabus. Just try to understand. Yeah. Now, online participant, just pay attention. The same syllabus has been given for TGPSC Group 1, Group 2, Prelims, Mains, UPSC, APPSC. The same syllabus, that there are 2 ways of representing the syllabus of geography. Now, in TGPSC Group 1, we have 11 subjects. 6th subject is World Geography, Indian Geography, and Geography of Telangana. The same prelim syllabus has expanded into 5 chapters in paper 2, section 3. Paper 2, section 3, there they have given no mentioning of geography of world, that is a world geography, but mention as Indian and Telangana geography. ఇక్కడ చూడండి, ఫస్ట్ లో it is not precise. It is not precise when it comes to prelims exam. Just they mention world geography, Indian geography, Telangana geography. How much syllabus we need to study? People will think that no, we have to read lot of content because it is not precise. It is precise if you understand the technique which I am going to disclose. And to some extent we could able to understand from main syllabus. They have mentioned 5 chapters. The first chapter is India. Then agriculture and irrigation of India. First 2 chapters deals with India. Remaining 3 chapters in mains exam deals with Telangana. So to understand this clumsiness, just pay attention. Pay attention. What is meant by geography? What is meant by geography? Geography అంటే ఏంటి? Graphy means description. Graphy means description. Description of what? Yes, description of geo. Geo means earth. What I am going to describe? What I am going to describe? Physical features. Then geography is a social science which is considered as a queen of social science and can mingle with any subject of social science. దాన్ని మనము డిస్క్రైబింగ్ ఆఫ్ ఫిజికల్ అండ్ హ్యూమన్ ఫీచర్స్. Physical and human features. I am going to describe the different features. Try to understand. ఈ కీ పదాలు మీకు తెలిస్తే చాలండి, మెయిన్స్ రాయొచ్చు. Different features. Different physical and human features. Physical and human features. దాన్నే మనము హ్యూమన్ జియోగ్రఫీ అంటాం, ఫిజికల్ జియోగ్రఫీ అంటాం. Simply say, people will understand geography means mountains and hills. It is not about mountains and hills. It's beyond mountains and hills. For any reason, if you could able to understand geography in Latin spirit, people can effectively plan for the progress. For any reason, now we'll say that geography is a major culprit for the underdevelopment of northeastern region, for the backwardness of central India or desert area. Now you see that in West Asia, Iran and Iraq, historically people used to see that it's a curse. Living in desert is a curse. But after identification of discovery of oil, which is a liquid gold, now the entire landscape has been changed. Now you see that in central India, we say that the average rainfall is less than 50 centimeters and agriculture is not possible. Or minimal agriculture is possible, or rain-fed crops is promoted, and because of that, this region is backward. Any plain region is for promotion of industrial activity, service sector. What we need to understand? Geography. Now, going back, geography is description of different features of physical and human aspects. That's it, definition. Now I can understand any region by dividing into physical features and human features. That's the people will call it say physical geography and human geography. Further, under physical geography, people will understand geomorphology. Geomorphology అంటే బేసిక్ గా అక్కడ ఏం చదువుతాం. Then climatology, oceanography, environmental geography, under geomorphology, basic sense will be understanding about landscape. Is it a plain or a plateau, hills and mountains, or coastal area, islands, rock system, soil pattern, mineral resources will be understanding in geomorphology. Because rock cycle mainly determines the landscape. So because your life is locked in the rock. Rock is life is rock. There is a habit of collection of rocks. If you go to museum, they'll keep some age-old rocks, trying to say that this region, the first dinosaur fossils has been discovered. Because it gives the indication or history of life in that region. Now, under geomorphology, what we'll be studying? Yeah, basis of life from the beginning of life, to the present landscape. Then climatology, different climatic factors. People will understand climatology means the generic terms we may call it as a rainfall. Rainfall is one of the factor in the climatology. Temperature, pressure, wind pattern, pressure belts, humidity. Apart from that, then we'll be understanding about precipitation. So the general terms for precipitation is rainfall. Then under oceanography, more than 71% of the globe has been covered with water. More life is there in the water. Water influences your land. The bottom topography of different oceans will be understanding the mineral resources. Now people are exploring more ocean because there is a limitation when it comes to land. Now there is a next alternative is water. Beyond this land and water, now we are exploring how to colonize Mars. Even a few days before, beautiful picture, the landscape on Mars is exciting. It is more or less replicating the landscape of Earth. What we need to understand that you have to release more carbon to ignite the life on the surface of the Mars. Once it is ignited, then the life cycle will reset in on the landscape of Mars. Then environmental geography. Now almost all the files, now all the projects, now it will go through the Ministry of Environment and Climate Change. 10 years before, environment is not a cause of concern. Now any action, now people will say environment. What is meant by environment? Ecosystem, ecology. What is how to understand the climate change? Different factors for climate change. మన స్కూల్ డేస్లో సింపుల్గా మనం నేర్చుకునేవాళ్ళం. క్లైమేట్ అంటే ఏంటి, ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ అంటే ఏంటి, ఎర్త్ ఏంటి. So 10 years before, the destruction of environment is not a major aspect. Now people now looking at the environment conservation as a major aspect in the development and progress. Environment and economy has to be balanced. We progressed at the cost of environment. Now we realize that there shall be a sustainable development. Now human geography nothing but human activity for the livelihood. Here we study agriculture. Don't understand that, so software is a major profession. For any reason, now if it has reached software at the service sector as a major GDP contributor, it would have started with agriculture. Even there is a saying, if there is a growth in agriculture sector by 1%, the GDP will increase by 2%. Because the basic food, the basic sustenance, your food, the agriculture aspects has to be taken care. Like tomato prices, if it increases by 50 rupees, people will think that government is not performing. If onion reaches 80 rupees, that's it. There will be a ban. So onion and tomato will bring down the governments of the day. So agriculture is a major human activity. Agriculture, then industries, service sector. Now there is a fourth sector, now it is emerging, that is known as quaternary sector. That's a think tank. They only think, they don't do any work. In advanced nations, the fourth sector, now they are giving priority. వాళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తుంటారు, పాలసీ అనలిస్ట్ అంటాం, పాలసీ డ్రాఫ్టర్, థింక్ ట్యాంక్స్. ఈ థింక్ ట్యాంక్స్ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ చేసి డిఫెన్స్ ఏ విధంగా మనం ఇంప్రూవ్ చేయాలా, స్ట్రాటజిక్ ప్లానింగ్ ఏ విధంగా ఉండాలా, హౌ టు ప్లాన్ విజన్ 2047, సో వికసిత్ భారత్, ఇవంతా ఎందుకు? ఇట్స్ ఏ సస్టైనబుల్ విజన్. Not only for today, we need to progress and vision for at least for next 30 years, 1 century. Now climate change, now in FCC, IPCC, what we are studying in Kyoto Protocol, now we are thinking about, because of climate change, we would able to arrest the rising of global temperature by 2 degrees by the end of this century. Now moving on, the human geography, agriculture, industry, service sector, then when there are 3 activities, automatically demography will come. your population geography, demography. Now we have reached number 1 in terms of population. You know that India is equal to Africa. Are you aware of it? In what sense? Population. India's population is equal to almost 53 countries of the population of Africa. India is equal to North America plus Europe. North America plus Europe. North America is a one continent. Europe is another continent. So the population geography. Now people are now, instead of population growth. Now what we are trying to see, that replacement rate. Munanta em chepparu, Chinese policy, one child policy has having deleterious impact, irreversible impact. Now the China has been reduced the control on the population policy. Now మనం ఏం మాట్లాడుతున్నాం, replacement rate. So replacement rate అంటే ఏంటి? Yeah, there are 2 persons. We shall have at least 2 persons in order to stabilize the system. The Western countries like Japan and some European countries now experiencing the population deceleration, aging population. Even North Korea is giving holidays to have babies. Let us produce more babies because we have shortage of workers, shortage of population. Now this is the human aspects: agriculture, industries, service sector, demography. ఇక్కడ ఏం చేస్తాం? population density, literacy, sex ratio. So population change, poverty, other aspects will deal in the population geography. So people will forget about these aspects whenever the question has been asked. Aspirants will generally forget to deal with human geography, and they think that human geography means physical geography. Within the geography, they will be in the mindset that geography means physical geography. Physical geography is one aspect. If I am writing 10 points, say the first question which I asked, discuss the role of various factors, or geographical factors, climatic factors. Em rasarante, so they'll write either maybe climate or maybe the resources as the major reason. They'll forget about the human geography. Agriculture, industry, service sector, they'll forget. You understand how to understand geography? Now there is one more approach. We call it as a regional approach, which is a best approach. Regional approach for answer writing. Online participant, what is meant by regional approach? Say, in order to study that region, we have to understand the basic tenets, basic factors, basic features of that region. So if you are going to North America or South America or Bolivia or Colombia or our North India, Jammu and Kashmir, Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, or if you go to northeastern region, or if you go to Lakshadweep, Andaman Nicobar, or the southern part of India, you have been given the task of Mr. X, please study that region. Give me detailed project report. That we call as a DPR for the progress of that region. What we need to understand? First, we have to understand that region. First, we have to understand the region effectively. Then we could able to understand their limitations and possibilities. People will have the mindset of limitations first. Limitations is చూస్తారు, సిలబస్ ఎక్కువ ఉంది, టైం తక్కువ ఉంది, కాంపిటీషన్ ఎక్కువ ఉంది, పోస్టులు తక్కువ ఉన్నాయి, ఆ పోస్టులో కూడా నా కమ్యూనిటీకి ఇన్నే ఉన్నాయి. But we need to understand about possibilities. Leaders will understand the limitations, will explore the possibilities. So we have to understand the limitations and possibilities, then plan for the region. So when it comes to regional approach, this is the first mindset. First, we need to understand about physical landscape. ల్యాండ్స్కేప్ ఆఫ్ ద రీజన్, దాన్నే మనము ఫిజికల్ సెట్టింగ్ అంటాం. ఫిజికల్ సెట్టింగ్, రిలీఫ్ ఫీచర్స్ అంటాం. ట్రై టు అండర్స్టాండ్. ల్యాండ్స్కేప్ ఆర్ ఫిజికల్ సెట్టింగ్ ఆర్ రిలీఫ్ ఫీచర్స్. మోర్ ఆర్ లెస్ సేమ్ కంటెక్స్ట్ మీనింగ్ ఉంటుంది. Is it a plain or plateau, hills or mountains, coastal region, islands or desert? Telangana as a region, is it a plain? Is it a coastland? Is it a plateau? Is it a hilly region? So we have Telangana as a broader sense, it's a plateau tilted from west to east, that was being historically cited as a reason that we could not able to construct the natural gravity based dams in the Telangana terrain, and that's the reason that more than 79 basin of Godavari and 69% of Krishna basin though lies in Telangana state, we don't have effective irrigation facilities till the formation of Telangana. And 80% of basin of Godavari, 70% of Krishna basin though lies in, almost all the major dams are constructed in the downslope of these basins. The major reason given is that tilt west to east. So because water knows gravity, now we have the concept called lift irrigation. Lift irrigation in the sense we have to lift water from the downpour, then we have to pour in the upper pour, then we can dig the canals, then we can cover the major terrain of Telangana. That's what we have been doing. People can criticize for it. I can say that you can criticize for anything, but before criticizing, you have to give me alternative. Better alternative. Clear? You criticize any policy or public policy or initiative, irrigation scheme or any welfare measure, developmental plan. Before criticizing the policy, exploring the policy, give me the alternative, better alternative, cost-effective alternative. Then you criticize. In one way or another way, we are implementing the possibilities, knowing the limitations. Now, the regional approach, for any region, we have to understand. So, if you are going to Vidarbha region or Rayalaseema region, Telangana region, what is the landscape of it? The physical setting of it, the relief features of it. So, if I go to northeastern states, people will say, because of its hilly terrain, development is not conducive. Am I clear? I need to have at least a stable road system, well-connected transport system. Then I can promote any kind of industries or settlement. Even for tourism, I shall have the connectivity, isn't it? For connectivity, I am citing that the hilly terrain as a major reason. If that was the case, how the development could able to possible in the country called Japan? Japan lo ela possible avutundi? If you go to Kerala, it is also hilly terrain. Very rarely you can see very straight road, wider road. You know, in our Telangana state or Andhra Pradesh, national highway means 4-lane minimum, 4-lane or 6-lane. So this much of road, width of road in Kerala is called as national highway. I was shocked to know that I am going on national highway. Very undulating terrain. How it is possible? Commitment of the leadership, people awareness, questioning attitude of the people. If you go to northeastern states, half of this classroom road will be a national highway. Without metal road also it is a national highway. Are you following it? So the first aspect we'll be understanding is that landscape of that region. Is it a hilly region? మనకి 5 geographical physical features వస్తాయి జనరల్గా, 5 to 6. Hilly or mountain region, plains, plateaus, coastal area, islands or desert. Generally we include desert also as part of plains. Plains. Next, what I can understand, the next aspect I can understand after landscape is climate of a region. Climate. I have plain climate. coastal climate, but extreme climate, like in deserts. That is also one of the disadvantage. Am I clear? Climate రాసేటప్పుడు మనం ఏమేం రాస్తాం? So people generally limit to rainfall, but we have to understand temperature, pressure, humidity, wind pattern. Kindly note, rainfall variability, etc. Am I clear? If I take Telangana as a region, first I need to understand about Telangana dominated by plateau region, having the climate. They have given one question on climate which was being debated and also challenged in the court of law. What is the type of climate that they have asked in the, what is the type of climate in the state of Telangana? Semi-arida, monsoonala. So there are two books which contradicted together. That's a question of mind. Semi-arid climate. Basically, Telangana is having semi-arid climate. So the type of climate we'll be studying under climate of any region. Then I'll be going with a drainage pattern. I'll be going with drainage pattern. What is meant by drainage pattern? Try to understand, drainage is different, sewage is different. Sewage is a man-made, drainage is a natural. Natural drainage system. Drain means drain. Varsham padte tanantata water, so gravity ద్వారా వెళ్ళేదాన్ని drainage అంటాం. What is the drainage pattern of Telangana, of any region? We will be knowing about type of the system. మనకి dendritic pattern, there are different types and patterns of drainage system. So when it comes to drainage pattern, say for example Himalayan drainage system, peninsular drainage system. Telangana is part of peninsular drainage system. Godavari Krishna basin system is part of peninsular drainage pattern, which is a seasonal, mainly southwest monsoon. Overflows during the months of monsoon months from June, July, August, September. Remaining 8 months, it's a dry season, lack of shortage of moisture. That's why Godavari river మనకి జూన్ జూలై ఆగస్ట్ టైంలో ఉధృతంగా ఉంటుంది. అది ఇప్పుడు ఇంకొక 1 month తర్వాత వెళ్ళండి, మార్చ్ ఏప్రిల్లో ఏముంటుంది? ఇసుక తవ్వకాలు ఉంటాయి. ఆల్టర్నేటివ్ సోర్స్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్కమ్. Clear? The type and pattern of drainage system will be understanding. If you understand the natural drainage system, now Musi is a lifeline of Hyderabad city. Very few cities in our country is having the natural drainage systems. If you go to Chennai is not having major drainage system except Coomb. So chala narrow stream untundi, Coomb river. In Delhi we have Yamuna, which is also polluted. Hyderabad Musi. ఇంకేమన్నా విధంగా అహ్మదాబాద్ Sabarmati river, Kolkata Hooghly. So whenever there is a river which is passing through the city, which is a natural advantage for us, but because of unmindful human activity, we are spoiling, we are polluting, we are discharging all the man-made discharges into that river and making the river system as a unsustainable. Now it's a glad to know that the previous government initiated rejuvenation of Musi river, and we can expect that the present government could able to put some effective policies into the system. The process of rejuvenation will start. Don't think that it will be completed in just 2 years or 3 years, because historically we have polluted for more than decades. It will also take some time to rejuvenate. Clear? So it will first start with, they'll start the drains into the Musi river. Then there will be sewage treatment plants here and there on the banks of Musi. Then parallelly, they will develop the riverfront. Then wherever there is a blockage, it will be removed. Wherever there is a shrinkage of river bank, it will be expanded, it will be rejuvenated. River, if it is going in a natural condition, then the economic activity will follow. Now that is a drainage system. Now you see that landscape, climate, drainage. If it is in good condition, favorable condition, can we say that the development is possible? But there is a one more factor that is possible called is resources. ఈ రిసోర్సెస్ లోనే మనము ల్యాండ్ వాటర్ మినరల్స్ even if we are having difficult climate, undue drainage pattern or challenging landscape, still if there are mineral resources like gold, people will go and settle there. People will go and settle for diamonds exploration, oil exploration. So that is possible if there is a mineral resources. Even there is extreme climate also, the economic activities will ignite. So the fourth aspect is that resources of that region, it may be land resource, very fertile land, people will go and settle there. You go to Ooty, the plains of Ooty Hills, Coorg Hills is suitable for coffee plantation, carrot cultivation, tea cultivation. Don't you go and settle there for doing the agriculture? That has been happening. So the land, water, mineral resources, and try to understand human capital is also resource. Human resources, not lazy resources, competent human resources can make the limitations into possibilities. Now we are thinking that human capital as a human resources as a advantage for India. People used to say, so in 1950s, 1960s, population is not the reason for poverty. 1950s, 1940s, 1930s, 1960s, up to 1970s and 80s, we have not treated population as a main culprit for poverty. Our forefathers, grandparents used to have 7 children, 9 children, 11 children. 11 is minimum. Because more children means more hands means more work, more money means family can sustain. That was the concept. So because 1960s population is not the reason for poverty. Now for any reason, now we are thinking that population is a major culprit, main culprit. Now the population is the main reason for poverty. Do you agree? One reason. There is one question in UPSC. In India, population is reason for poverty and poverty is the reason for population. Comment. Both are possible. Because of poverty, people are going for population increase. Because they don't have access to population control devices or awareness. Now we are now thinking about how to control. So this postponing or controlling the mechanisms or educating the couples. It was not like that just 10 years before, 15 years before. Now, the fourth point is that human resources. Land, water, minerals, and human resources. First I am studying about land, then climate, drainage pattern, resources. Now what I can write next? Now, based on the resources availability, suitability of climate, I can go for agriculture, isn't it? Under agriculture also, there are two types of crops, rain-fed crops, or if there is more water, we can go with irrigation. Paddy kind of crops, sugarcane, which requires water, otherwise dal cultivation, cotton cultivation. So the crops, agriculture, mainly based on climate, suitable irrigation facilities, land has to be fertile, I can go for agriculture. Am I clear? Then in the same region, I can promote industries కావాల్సింది ఏంటండి? Raw material and connectivity. Industries mainly basically requires connectivity, raw materials, capital, and human resources. That's a minimum. So inputs of entrepreneurship and land, ఏంటండి factors of production? Land, labor, capital, human resources. So factors of production, మీరు ఎకానమీలో చదువుతారు. So industries can be promoted, can be considered. It can be material based industries or non-material based industries. Say for example, iron and steel industries. Basically, it requires coal and iron ore as a major resources. So industries, after that, I can promote service sector. Service sector to be promoted, I shall have at least some significant population. What is meant by service sector? Education, health, IT, IT, tourism. ఇవంతా మనం ఏమంటున్నాం? Service sector. Service sector ఎప్పుడు మనం ప్రయారిటీ ఇస్తాం tourism కి? Say for example, tourism sector I need to promote. Assume that there is no food for eating. People are dying because of starvation. Can you promote tourism? If there is some kind of savings, people are having time, leisure, then the service sector can be promoted. There are some essential services like health, providing the services like education, which is considered as a futuristic development of the human resources. Because health and education, if it is being taken into the consideration, we can have the human capital, better human capital, competitive human capital for the generations. Now, eighth point is population. Under population, we'll be studying about population patterns. Linear pattern unda? Linear pattern unda? What is meant by linear pattern? Whenever there is some kind of undulating terrain, particularly in Kerala, Kerala population is equal to Telangana population. Even our TGPSC recently appointed chairperson mentioned, Mr. Burra Venkatesham, he said that Kerala is having almost 5 crores of population and Telangana is also having 5 crore population. The Telangana Public Service Commission, if you compare with Kerala Public Service Commission, Kerala is having more than 2,000 employees working in Kerala PSC, whereas 120 to 150 people are working in TCPSC. You understand? But if you travel on the roads of Kerala, you feel that where is this people? Where is this people? One house will be here, almost 1 kilometer, you can find next house. You don't find much significance between city or village. The houses are constructed such a way, if you just look at their houses, you may think that some minister would be residing in that house. Or collector bangla. Such kind of houses will be given priority there. That is known as linear pattern. Linear pattern. When it comes to cities like Hyderabad, what is the pattern? This we call as a agglomerated. There may be historically some trade activity or settlement activity, political, economical, or temples. If you go to Tamil Nadu, temple is a major source of settlement. One temple will be there, and surrounding to the temple, there will be priest colony, priest class, workers class, visitors class. So automatically in the 4 directions, the settlement will flourish. We'll be understanding about the population, and when it comes to population density, population distribution. So you see that, so in Mulugu, we have not more than 20 people per square kilometer. Because it's the interior area, forest area, population density would be very, very less. The cities like Hyderabad, we have, so I'm not getting the exact figure for the population density of Hyderabad. So here we'll be studying about population distribution, density, and sex ratio, and the population change that we call as a demographic transition theory. Demographic transition. Then we'll also study about public policy here. Don't assume that the public policy we should not include in any regional approach. So by knowing these 8 major aspects, we'll be understanding about the public policy. This public policy, if it is a proactive, any kind of geographical disadvantage we can turn into advantage. Are you getting my point? If public policy is paralyzed, and always we cite that we have inadequate resources in terms of money, we cannot do anything. There will be migration. Palamoru, known for migration. Now people are now thinking about reverse migration. How it is possible reverse migration? If we could able to at least ignite some kind of associated livelihood opportunities, people will at least try to settle or do their work in the same place. Why we are migrating from rural areas to Hyderabad? Livelihood opportunity. We are assuming that there is a better opportunities in capital city, and all people will wants to most of the people wants to do some kind of business or work or government job or private job in the city. Are you getting my point? So the public policy, the role of public policy, the latest policies can overcome any kind of geographical limitation into possibilities. Now, we'll also include about environment. And the environment we'll be studying about, we'll be writing about its the present status, how to conserve the environment, how to make the conservation as a one of the important tool for the development of that particular region. Environment has to be sustained, has to be included in your public policy. It is not just simply that no, you just remove the forest and go for industry. That will be economic activity. That mindset we have changed. That mindset we need to change. Because in the mindset of the Telugu people particularly, say for example, if you are constructing any house or industry or factory, if trees are coming in between, what we will do? First we will do leveling. First we will do leveling. Because you don't agree the undulating terrain. First they will cut the trees, then they will build it. Again they will put some kind of plants, small plants, bonsai plants. That is not a environmental conservation or sustainable development. We have to integrate your the existing environment into your economic activities. This is known as regional approach. Say if I just ask about geographical factors, the first question which I have started, discuss the role of geographical factors, various factors. Here the generic term various factors I can divide into geographical and non-geographical. Various aspects I can say the various factors include important geographical and non-geographical factors. When it comes to geographical factors, I can write about the first four aspects. Physical geographical factors by default I'm assuming as a geographical factors. Non-geographical factors are human geographical factors. From agriculture to environment we can write. Now the second question, you see, I just replaced as a geographical factors. Clear? Now the third question is climatic factors. Under climatic factors, what we have studied? Climatic factors, temperature, seasonal variation in the temperature, pressure bills, wind pattern, precipitation, humidity, rainfall variation, impact of climate change. So there's 6 to 7 important factors we can write in this question. What is meant by development and progress? What is meant by development and progress? People will just say development and progress, development and progress, development and progress. It is not about just writing the same keyword again and again. Agriculture development, within the agriculture development, horticultural development, development of industries, progress of different types of industries, service sector, tourism, population, demographical changes, that the part of your development and progress. How these different factors will play in the development and progress. If it is a suitable climate is there, if suitable climate will have positive impact on agriculture. If drainage is favorable, then automatically it will also suitable. If it is a plain terrain, effective availability of resources like minerals, industries we can promote. Are you getting my point? This is the linking of your mains answers with your generic terms. Now, are you getting from the regional approach? This 10 points, you can write important mains answer. Then what we will be studying is that, what we are going to write is that, as I mentioned in the first point itself, generic terms we have to understand. Identify the dimensions, relevant dimensions, substantiate. ఈ సబ్స్టాన్షియేషనే మన యొక్క టీచింగ్, అంతే కదా. ఏ క్లైమేట్ ఉంది, ఏ డ్రైనేజ్ ఉంది, ఎక్కడుంది, ఇండస్ట్రీస్ ఏమున్నాయి, క్లైమేట్ ఎలా ఉంది, ల్యాండ్స్కేప్ ఎలా ఉంది, రిసోర్సెస్ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ ఎలా ఉంది, అదే మన యొక్క ప్రిపరేషన్. దిస్ సబ్స్టాన్షియేషన్ పార్ట్ is by itself is a teaching or classes. Are we clear? Now open your syllabus PDF. We'll be understanding now clearly. So why I have given the syllabus which is mentioned from TGPS to APPSC is that the same syllabus in different notifications has been mentioned differently. That's my first point. Don't assume that in some points they may just give general geography. Then immediately you will say, sir, you have not taught general geography. Physical geography, world geography, or economic geography, social geography, environmental geography, like that. Clear? Now, in TGPSC Group 1 Prelims syllabus, under 6th point, they just mentioned the keywords called world geography, Indian geography, and Telangana geography. What we need to study about world geography? Geography means human and physical. Physical geography of world, human geography of world. Indian physical geography, Indian human geography. Telangana physical geography, Telangana human geography. Are we clear? Under physical category, mainly we deal with geomorphology, climatology, oceanography, environment, 4 aspects. In applicative part, in the sense, landscape, climate, drainage, resources, that will come under your physical part. The human geography means economic activity. Human geography by default, it's a economic activity, like agriculture, industry, service sector, population, public policy. Environment we have to include under human geography. Sorry, physical geography. Environment we have to include under physical geography. So, geography of Telangana state, what we have to understand? It's a landscape, that is your physical setting, then drainage pattern, climate, resources, environment, then the human geography of Telangana, agriculture, industry, service sector, tourism, all aspects, including population geography, we have to study. Now, the prelims syllabus is clear. It's a very vast. Everything is given. All aspects has been given. Now, mains syllabus, you just pay attention. Mains syllabus is very precise. That's advantage to us when it comes to UPSC. So when it comes to TGPSC Group 1 mains exam, the syllabus is very, very precise, clearly demarcated. It is demarcated into 5 chapters. 5 chapters. Chapter 1, India. So the physical and human geography of India is split into 2 chapters in mains. Isn't it? The physical and human geography of India is split into 2 chapters. The first chapter mainly deals with physical aspect. Am I clear? The physical aspects. The physical setting, physiography. We have mainly three physical divisions when it comes to Telangana. When it comes to India, we have 5 physiographical features: plains, plateaus, hills and mountains, coastland and islands. Now, drainage pattern. You see climate. Now, is it very logical order? Isn't it? Very logical order. Under climate, they have mentioned about the recent, like a monsoon and effect of El Nino, La Nina. There is a one saying, so whenever Chandrababu Naidu comes into the power, drought will coincides. You know, there is a historical pseudo typing of one particular leader. Whenever CBN arrives, El Nino arrives. That's true. Now the El Nino frequency is high, it is skipping. He was fortunate enough now, the rainfall is good now this time. Because previously 5 years once El Nino. Because of the impact of climate change, El Nino frequency is increasing. Instead of 5 years, every 3 years we are having El Nino. And he is fortunate enough, he is having abundant rainfall. The impact of La Nino rainfall variability. So మనం అతివృష్టి అనావృష్టి అంటాం తెలుగులో. దాన్నే మనం అతివృష్టి అంటే ఫ్లడ్స్, అనావృష్టి అంటే డ్రాట్. So droughts and floods, soils, vegetation. Vegetation means natural vegetation. It is not about vegetables. Yeah, one person written last year, write about natural vegetation in Telangana. He has written all the vegetables which are cultivated in state of Telangana. Vegetation means natural vegetation which is by default thrives in the natural environmental conditions like your rainfall pattern or climatic pattern. So we have different types of vegetations like evergreen forest, moist deciduous, like that thorny forest we have. Then the wildlife distribution, then the energy crisis, everything is mentioned in the first chapter. Mains. The second chapter is mainly human geography of India. Human geography of India, right from agriculture to your population. Agriculture is there. Agriculture and irrigation, industries, service sector, including transport system, population has been included in the second chapter. So can we call first chapter is a physical Indian geography, second chapter as a human Indian geography? The third chapter, fourth and fifth, is related to your state of Telangana. Your state of Telangana. The third chapter, geographical extent of Hyderabad state. You know that Hyderabad state as a princely state merged into Union of India in the month of September 1948. Till then it is a Hyderabad state. ఇప్పుడు మనం తెలంగాణ స్టేట్ అంటున్నాం కదా, తెలంగాణ స్టేట్. Why the present Congress government changed from TS to TG? That's one of the reason. Hyderabad state is a Nizam mindset. Telangana state is a TG. Telangana TG. Telangana state, Hyderabad state. చాలా కొన్ని స్టేట్లు మనకి మహారాష్ట్ర స్టేటు లేకపోతే తమిళనాడు స్టేట్లో అక్కడ టీఎస్ లేదు కదా, మహారాష్ట్ర స్టేట్ అయితే ఎంఎస్ ఉండాలి కదా, ఎంహెచ్ ఎందుకు ఉంది, తమిళనాడులో టిఎన్ ఎందుకు ఉంది? Different perspective. It's a political concept. It is not static. So here, Hyderabad state, previously Hyderabad state was one of the state. Now, the territorial extension of Hyderabad state was bigger than the present Telangana state. Try to understand. The territory which was commanded by Mr. Nizam was larger than the present Telangana state. Are we clear? Now, you can see the geographical extent, all the physical features of Telangana included in the third chapter. Though mineral resources, this thermal hydropowers, except that thermal powers has been included, the third chapter mainly deals with physical geography of Telangana. Then the fourth chapter, it is economic aspect. Can we call economic geography of Telangana? Human geography or economic geography, more or less same. Economic geography or human geography, more or less same. The fourth chapter deals with agriculture, industry, service sector, population of Telangana. The fifth chapter of mains is given much importance to Hyderabad city. Hyderabad city. So though it is mentioned that you see, except urbanization, the evolution and phases of growth of Hyderabad. అక్కడ నుంచి మనకి హైదరాబాద్ నుంచి స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. Hyderabad, its latitudes, longitude, then the historical evolution of Hyderabad from Golconda to present twin cities. ఇప్పుడు ట్విన్ సిటీస్ కూడా కాదు, fourth city. What is the third city? Yeah. So Cyber City is known as third city. So your Secunderabad and Hyderabad, Cyber City, High Tech City. Now the fourth city. Fourth city is going to be it's almost regional ring road. It will covers near to the regional ring road. మీరు ఇక్కడ హైదరాబాద్ సిటీ అంటే ఇక్కడ మనకి నారాయణగూడ ఉంది కదా, నారాయణగూడ ఇస్ ఐ మీన్ సెంట్రల్ పాయింట్ అంటాం, సెంట్రల్ పాయింట్. దట్ అబిడ్స్ పోలీస్ స్టేషన్ ఒకటి ఉంటుంది అక్కడ. సో అబిడ్స్ కాదు, సుల్తాన్ బజార్ పోలీస్ స్టేషన్ ఉంటుంది. నారాయణగూడ మెట్రో, ఇఫ్ యూ టేక్ దట్ ఈస్ ద సెంట్రల్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ సిటీ. ఫ్రమ్ దేర్ యూ కెన్ గో టు ఆల్మోస్ట్ 40 kilometers. Then you will get the regional ring road, the fourth city which is going to happen. Now ఇక్కడ మన సిటీ phases ఉంటుంది, different phases, historical evolution of Hyderabad city, because Hyderabad is a historical city. It is not planned city like Noida. If you go to Noida is a planned city, sector based, మనకి చాలా ఆర్గనైజ్డ్ గా ఉంటుంది. సో సెక్టర్ వైజ్ మీరు ఒక లేఅవుట్ తీసుకొని దాంట్లో మీకు మొత్తం ముందే ప్లాన్ తీసుకొని ఇక్కడ ఉండాలి. Now Amaravati, which is going to be capital city of Andhra Pradesh, is a historical city or a planned city? It is going to be a planned city. Clear? The planning is possible in the present context, not historical cities like Hyderabad, like your Kolkata. Now, when it comes to fifth chapter, we give much importance to all aspects of Hyderabad. All aspects of Hyderabad will be dealing Hyderabad like a Telangana. It's a mini Telangana. Don't you agree? People used to call it as a mini India also. Yeah, because you can find all kinds of mixed population. Are you getting? So Hyderabad under fifth chapter will be dealing with latitudes, longitudes of Hyderabad. It's a landscape, it's a drainage, climate, resources, then the urban planning. Now the role of GHMC, HMDA, inner ring road. How many ring roads are there as of now? 2 ring roads are there, inner ring road, then outer ring road. Now the regional ring road, which is going to cover almost 30 to 40% of your Telangana. అంటే మొత్తం కనెక్ట్ అయిపోతుంది. From any part of this regional ring road, you can reach the city within 1.5 hours to 2 hours. Okay, the role of regional ring road, and Hyderabad as a tourism center, global city, primate city will be studying. Is it clear? Now you got the clarity on syllabus. Whatever the news article which comes up in the newspaper related to your syllabus, you have to pay attention. ఈ టర్మ్స్ అంతా మీకు న్యూస్లో వస్తే మీరు ఆ న్యూస్ ఆర్టికల్ తీసుకోవాలి, దాని నుంచి 1 or 2 పాయింట్స్ మీరు కలెక్ట్ చేసుకొని కన్సల్టేషన్ చేసుకొని ఇక్కడ అతికించాలి. అర్థమవుతుందా? Now the same syllabus they have given in TGPSC Group 2. TGPSC లో మెయిన్స్ ఉండదు, ఓన్లీ ఒక లెవెలే ఉంటుంది. We have 4 papers. So paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, paper 4 in TGPSC Group 2. Paper 4 deals with Telangana movement, paper 3 deals with economy development, paper 2 deals with history, polity, society. Paper 1 of TGPSC Group 2 is similar to TGPSC Group 1 prelims. That's the reason Group 2 రాసే వాళ్ళు TGPSC Group 1 prelims క్వాలిఫై అవుతారు. Then they will be in the dilemma. రెండింటికి వాళ్ళకేం బెటర్గా వస్తుంది. మీరు Group 1 exclusive aspirant అనుకోండి, even if you are getting 85, 86, they will be getting 95, because they are the masters of identifying the right answer. So when we recently invited TGPSC Group 2 topper, Mr. Naresh Kumar has mentioned what is the fundamental difference between Group 2 and Group 1. గ్రూప్ టూలో మీరు ఆన్సర్ని గుర్తుపెడితే చాలు. ఆన్సర్ని గుర్తుపెడితే చాలు. గ్రూప్ 1 అంటే కొన్ని అంశాలను గుర్తుపెట్టుకుని రాయాలి. ఆ గుర్తుపెట్టుకుని రాయలేనేమో అనే ఒక డౌట్తోనే గ్రూప్ 2 ప్రిపేర్ అవుతారు. అర్థమైందా? గ్రూప్ 1 వాళ్ళు ఏంటి, I can write something at least for 1 page, 2 pages. Then only I can at least consider to prepare for group 1. So when it comes to TGPSC group 1, I mean group 2, so paper 1 deals with general studies and mental ability. The syllabus of TGPSC group 2, paper 1 is more or less similar to your prelims syllabus. So here also under 5th category, they have mentioned the same point, world geography, Indian geography and geography of Telangana state. Now just pay attention, UPSC, what they have mentioned. Indian and world geography, physical, social, economic geography of India and the world. And then now UPSC mains also precise syllabus. They have mentioned salient features of world's physical geography. Clear? They have mains in mains UPSC. They have world geography, but we have only Indian and Telangana geography. ఇక్కడ చూడండి, salient features of world's physical geography. World's physical geography అంటే ఏమొచ్చేస్తుంది అక్కడ? Geomorphology, climatology, oceanography అన్నీ వచ్చేసినాయి. Just with one word they have done with all the parts of syllabus. Then the distribution of resources, factors responsible for location of primary, secondary, tertiary sectors. Then the disaster management, earthquakes, tsunami, volcanic, cyclones, and environmental geography. Clear? Now APPSC group 1 prelims syllabus. Up to now, have you identified any difference? Just change the arrangement of the syllabus. The concepts are same. Concepts are more or less same. Physical geography, human geography, or I may deal with exclusive like physical setting, climatology, oceanography, environmental geography, and other economic aspects like right from your agriculture to population. Now APPSC group 1, they went furthermore. అంటే ప్రతిసారి ఏదో ఒక కమిషన్ వేస్తారు, సిలబస్ కమిటీ, దే విల్ స్టడీ, దే విల్ చేంజ్ ద నేమ్స్. దట్స్ వాట్ ద ఇంపాక్ట్ లైస్. ఏదో చైర్పర్సన్ అంటే మనకి తెలుగులో సామెత ఉంటుంది చూసారా, రెడ్ వచ్చే మొదలెట్టాను అంటారు. వెన్ ఎవర్ ద కమిషన్ చైర్పర్సన్ appointed newly, they'll say that recently also 6 hours press conference was given by the recent present commission chairperson. 6 hours. We'll be visiting SSC, IBPS, RRB, UPSC, other public service commission. The best practices we are going to study in the name of committee. We'll recommend to the government, including the syllabus. Meaning, people asked, one student asked, sir, chairperson చెప్పారు కదా syllabus లో చేంజ్ ఉంటుంది కదా, ఏముంటుంది syllabus లో? ఇదే చేంజ్. Why I am taken this, sir? ఇదే చేంజ్ ఉంటుంది, అక్కడిది ఇక్కడిది అక్కడికి పదాలు మార్చడం, అంతేగాని whenever there is a change in the syllabus doesn't mean that it will change drastically. The fundamental aspects, the basic subjects are same. There is a one saying I often repeat, that Mr. Einstein is conducting one exam to his students in the class. One student raised a hand, Mr. Einstein, this year question paper is same as last year. The student mistakenly assumed that Einstein would have taken last year question paper and mistakenly conducting the exam. Student Einstein replied, don't worry, answers must be different. Same question paper, different answers. Though question paper is leaked, you have to write different answers like that. Meaning, same poverty, unemployment, safety, security, women issue, gender issues, population, environment, agriculture, industries, underdevelopment, no development, impact of climate change. This has been repeatedly reading in the newspaper. It does not change from 2024 to 2025. The change is not constant. It will change. But during your life, whether you are going to experience that change or not, that's the matter. So that is possible to the significant level because of advancement of technology. Avuna? Writing of the exam, preparing for the exam is not same, but the syllabus is more or less same. Even if you pay attention from 2011 to present times, syllabus అనేది ఒకేసారి మారిపోదు. That's a context I'm going to clarify. Now APPSC Group 1, APPSC Group 1 లో మీకు so APPSC Group 1 prelims syllabus. Yeah, in APPSC Group 1 prelims, they have two papers in prelims. In APPSC లో వాళ్ళకి two papers ఉంటాయి. ఆ two papers లో paper 1, each paper consists of 120 marks, 120 marks, 120 questions. Geography consists of 30 marks. Precise syllabus. మనకి precise syllabus prelims లో లేదు. But APPSC Group 1 prelims, they have very precise syllabus. Now you see there are 4 chapters. 4 chapters under paper 1 section D. General Geography, Physical, Social, Economic. Clear? It's the same like world geography, Indian geography, and Andhra Pradesh geography, which is mentioned as a one line in our TGPSC Group 1 prelims, that they have split it into 4 chapters. 4 chapters like general geography. General geography, there from the origin of solar system, then the up to your present economic activities. The 4 chapters is more or less similar to your TGPSC Group 1 syllabus. World geography, Indian geography, and Telangana geography. When it comes to mains paper 2 section 3 geography of India and Andhra Pradesh, here there is no importance to world geography here, similar to your TGPSC mains. 5 chapters, 5 chapters. ఇక్కడ క్యాపిటల్ సిటీ లేదు కాబట్టి ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్లో క్యాపిటల్ లేదు, అవునా? Now APPSC Group 2, APPSC Group 2 syllabus is same as APPSC Group 1 prelim syllabus. Clear? Now by this syllabus analysis, tomorrow you should not come to me, sir రేపు TGPSC ప్యాటర్న్ సిలబస్ చేంజ్ చేస్తున్నది కదా, ఏం మారుతుంది, ఎలా ఉండబోతుంది, ఇలాంటి క్వశ్చన్ల పేపర్లో రాసుకోవడానికి కంటెంట్ తప్ప మనకు కాదు, అవునా? పేపర్లో ఏం రాస్తే అలా అని పెడతారు. TGPSCలో సిలబస్ పై మార్పులు కింద ఎక్కడో రాస్తుంటాడు, మార్పులపై సో ఒక ప్రత్యేక కమిటీ వేసి అన్ని పబ్లిక్ సర్వీస్ కమిషన్ స్టడీ చేసి సరైన రికమెండేషన్స్ గవర్నమెంట్కి రికమెండ్ చేయబోతుంది అని రాస్తాడు అంతే. దాన్ని చూసుకుని వచ్చి మారిపోతుందంట, ఏం మారిపోతుంది? ఏమీ మారదు. ఈవెన్ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఇస్ చేంజెస్, ఇట్ విల్ బి +or-5% సిలబస్ చేంజ్, అక్కడిది ఇక్కడిది, అంతేగాని పెద్దగా చేంజెస్ ఏముంది. పర్టికులర్లీ జాగ్రఫీ కానీ ఏరే సబ్జెక్ట్ అయినా కానీ కొంతవరకు మనకి చేంజెస్ ఎక్కడ ఉండొచ్చు అంటే ఈ తెలంగాణ మూమెంట్లో ఉండొచ్చు. ఎందుకంటే there was a criticism that the Telangana movement syllabus is giving a tilted towards the more role related to Telangana Rashtra Samiti, TRS party. So they're going to give the importance to XYZ parties. Clear? That's it. So there is no much significance. Now moving on. So in the next page, we have given the tracking sheet where we'll be precisely dealing with topic by topic. That's the meaning of tracking sheet. Now, so we'll start with general geography or physical geography, geomorphology. So our school lo manamu will start with all Indians are my brothers and sisters. Do you agree that statement? Do you agree? The first topic, so to understand Big Bang theory, I'm going to discuss Big Bang theory. You'll be understand the relevance of that statement in next 5 minutes. Can I say, So I know my father, my grandfather, to some extent, great father, because I did not belongs to princely class where you'll be having at least sixth generations. In Mughals period, you have the lineage from Babur to up to later Mughals. So, who is my infinity father? Similarly, my mother. Can we say the infinity father of you and infinity mother of mine will be same? Next question. Do you believe evolution of the universe or creation of universe? Or let me ask the straightforward question. Do you believe existence of God? Then if you believe existence of God, universe has been created because God existed, God created everything. From that creation we are living. But Darwin theory says that evolution, everything is evolved from some point. Now, which theory I need to follow? If I believe, I'm saying that believe, meaning I'm not seeking any evidence. That's why people will believe in God. People will believe in God. If I believe in God, I don't seek for evidence. If you want to believe in Civic Center, you need evidence. Why I need to believe Civic Center? You'll ask for how many ranks, who are the faculty, how you are going to teach. That is the evidence to believe in Civic Center. Am I clear? Now, if I'm saying that believe in God, I believe in God, then the next question of who is God, how he will be, when he was born, where he lives, can I visit him? Can I message him? Can I call him? These are sarcastic questions which has been asked in the human mankind history in one way or another way, in one religion or another religion. People will try to ask this question, will get some answers. Sometimes you should not ask these questions. If you ask these questions, you'll be punished. You'll be punished. Or you'll be cursed. Or there will be some called hell. Hell and heaven. Whether hell and heaven theories has been discovered in order to silence these questions. The concept of God has been discovered or invented to maintain the law and order. Am I clear? Law and order. Now that questions, the philosophical thought I am going into discussion. My question is that whether universe is evolved or created. Whether universe is evolved or created. That is my question. If I could able to answer this question, now with that evidence, I can say that whether there is a God or there is no God. Because India, we don't have blasphemy rules, but India, we have the positive concept of God. In Western countries, we have negative concept of secularism. India, we have positive concept of secularism within the broader principles of framework of secularism. I am discussing the class. No offensive, because in India, we should not offend the religious sentiments of any religion. Religious sentiments of any religion. Now, evolved or created. As I mentioned that, so we know that there is an egg and sperm, both joins in the name of zygote, and this zygote can give 9 months baby. From this 9 months baby, yes, we can have the completely evolved, fully matured human being of 60 to 80 kg. No evidence is required. So microscopic, nanoscopic particles, eggs and sperm, joins as a zygote under favorable conditions. What is under favorable conditions? womb of woman. From that you have birth of child. From that child, everything is there in the child: genes, chromosomes, 23 chromosomes, and we have the complete maturity of the human beings. Now, can we say this egg, the nanoparticles, everything is there? Every information that is required to function as a human being, it is been there. Are we clear? Now, I'm applying the same concept in the name of Big Bang Theory. In the name of Big Bang Theory, Big Bang Theory says 13.7 billion years ago. Kindly note, 13.7 billion years ago, there were two particles. These two particles characteristics I'm saying. You know the characteristics of sperm and egg. Similarly, 13.7 billion years ago, we have two particles having unimaginable energy. And density collided. Unimaginable energy and density, because these particles I could not able to identify, locate, and no device as of now could able to locate these particles. Collided, and as soon as these two particles of energy collided, what will happen? Like Balaya, the fire will come. Energy will explode, isn't it? Okay, so నువ్వు నాకు ఎదురొచ్చినా నేను నీకు ఎదురొచ్చినా ఏం జరుగుతుంది? Explosion will happen. So this explosion is known as big event in the history. Big event meaning this explosion. Because of this explosion, now this energy after explosion, so this energy has been converted into universes, different galaxies, our Milky Way, solar system, within the solar system, different planets, from the planet, human beings. That's a Big Bang Theory in simple sense. So I repeat, 13.7, almost 14 billion years ago, there were two particles having unimaginable energy and density collided. So because of this collision, this energy E equal to mc square, Einstein formula, E equal to mc square. This energy is traveling almost more than the velocity of light, and this energy can directly consolidate into density. This is known as energy to mass conversion. Mass is consolidated in terms of different galaxies. There are billions of galaxies. Within that galaxy, solar system is one such system where there is a sun at the center. Then within the solar system, we have different planets evolve. From this energy. Because of differentiation in this density, we have difference in the sizes of the planets, sizes of the galaxies, sizes of the stars. That we call as a difference in the differentiation in the density. Now, within a fraction of a second, this energy has been distributed to the unimaginable circumference. You cannot imagine. Universe is still expanding. We have different billions of galaxies. Within the galaxy, solar system, within the solar system, our sun, source of energy. From where we are getting the energy? Photosynthesis process, sun. The energy is reaching onto the surface of the earth, onto the surface of some planets. That's the reason that there is a life. If energy is not reaching, there is no life. Dormant stage. completely sub-zero temperatures. Because of this energy, life started in the name of blue-green algae in waters first. In waters first, then from waters to land. Are we clear? So 13.7 billion years ago, big event happened. Our solar system evolved almost 5 to 5.6 billion years ago. Our planet Earth started condensation 4.6 billion years ago. Now, what is the age of Earth? 4.6. Now, my question is that, do you believe this theory? Everything is evolved. I'm explaining. Energy has been concentrated, exploded, conversion. Now, who is this dot? My infinity father? My infinity mother? Not only Indians, every human being, not only on this planet, not only this solar system, not only this galaxy, all galaxies are my brothers and sisters. They have to vote for me. Clear? If I believe in this evolution, who is God? Because God theory believes in creation, not evolution. Yeah, answer to this question. If we answer this question, you'll get Nobel Prize. Because in our global level, Nobel Prize is considered as a esteemed level of prize, isn't it? Yeah, that's the one kind. You tell me. Because everyone is curious about to know who is my father, great father, infinity father, from where I started my life. Hmm? God? No, in one religion, people will say they are the Adi Dampati. Adi Dampatuలు అంటారు. వాళ్ళ నుంచి వచ్చారు అనేసి ఒక థియరీ. ఇంకొక రిలీజన్ విల్ సే అనదర్. One theory will say God has not arrived now. We are waiting when he will be arriving. Some theories will say, so some religion will say, so almost 2000 years. Different religions based on the competency of human being. Now, I'm saying that, I'm assuming, you see, everything is evolved in this theory, Big Bang theory. Now we are experimenting now. In Switzerland, Large Hadron Collider, we are trying to validate this theory. This is not a rule. This is a theory which we are trying to seek the validation for this theory in the name of Large Hadron Collider, where the scientific community from different parts of this globe join together doing this Large Hadron Collider, creating this particle, trying to do this massive explosion, whether this energy will convert into mass. If I am validate that theory, life is possible from that energy. Energy as ignited by itself as in the form of life, isn't it? So that theory, that experiment we are doing in the Large Hadron Collider. Sometimes you'll get news article, breakthrough in this Large Hadron Collider. Favorable conditions identified, created, experimented. Evidences, parameters tracking will indicating that we are in the right direction of proving this Big Bang theory. If I prove that Big Bang theory is a scientific experiment, and then the releases community, they will be under questioning. Now the releases community now questioning, who is these two particles? because you are assuming that there were two particles with unimaginable amount of energy, and you cannot see through naked eye or any device which you are having. Definitely this will be. Now what they have done is that they have renamed these two particles as God's particle. Okay, that we call as a boson particle. Higgs boson was a scientist postulated this theory. Boson particle or God's particle. Now, can I say everything is evolved from the created particles? No offense, sir. Your religious sentiments has been there. Now I'm writing. So write down. Everything is evolved. Try to see the wording. Everything is evolved from the created particles. Ramakrishna, can you come once? So everything is evolved from creation. If you identify who is this particle, where he will be, how he will be, who created, then we can answer the critical questions related to theory of God. So till then, you have to believe in, or if you don't want to believe, that is your choice. Just believe in Civic Center. Okay, is it clear? Big Bang theory. So the Big Bang theory is very simple concept. So 13.7 billion years ago, we have two particles, God's particle, Higgs boson particle, unimaginable energy, unimaginable size. You cannot identify that particle. Collided, and within a fraction of seconds, this energy has been distributed. Energy has been distributed in terms of galaxies, in terms of solar system. Within the solar system, almost it has been evolved almost 5.6 billion years ago. Sun has at the center, and the planets like Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. 8 planets. So one among this 8 planets is your Earth, which has been evolved 4.6 billion years ago. Then the life started first in water in the name of blue-green algae. Blue-green algae released carbon dioxide. When there is a adequate amount of carbon dioxide, then the life started in land. Life started in land. So from this theory, we can understand everything is evolved from the creation. That's a Big Bang theory. Now, the basic questions, try to understand. We have Ptolemy and Copernicus. Basic facts, try to note. Who is the father of geography? Who is the father of geography? The father of geography is Eratosthenes. Heliocentric theory. Heliocentric theory, meaning sun at the center. Given by Copernicus. Geocentric. They used to believe previously Earth was the center, which was given by Ptolemy. As I mentioned, universe. What is meant by universe? Universe by definition, it's a billions of galaxies. Billions of galaxies. What is meant by galaxy? Galaxy means billions of stars. So our solar system, part of Milky Way galaxy. Milky Way galaxy system. Where sun is at the center. Sun as source of energy. Source of energy. Next, life of star. మీరు అట్లాస్ ఒకటి కొంటే ఫస్ట్ పేజ్లో సెకండ్ పేజ్లో ఉంటుంది లైఫ్ ఆఫ్ స్టార్, విచ్ ఇస్ వెరీ డిఫికల్ట్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ లాగా అనిపిస్తుంది. ఎన్నిసార్లు చూసినా కానీ చదివినా కానీ అగైన్ యుల్ ఫర్గెట్ అబౌట్ ఇట్. As I mentioned, you see, from energy which is dispersed within a fraction of second, almost infinity radius. Am I clear? Infinity radius. Universe is having infinity radius. So within that, you have solar system, stars. So first, the life of star will depend. Life of star. You have clouds. These clouds we called as a nebula. Nebula is a cloud. Okay, universal cloud. I can say nebula means universal cloud. This cloud is composed of dust, almost all the gases composition. Different nebula will have different composition. We cannot say that this nebula will consist of only the set of composition. That is not possible. It's a universal cloud composed of dust and other gases. Simply we can say it's a gaseous and dust particle composition. From this nebula we can have protostar. Prototype అంటాం కదా. Prototype is something like before design and development we have some prototype, అంటే ఒక చైల్డ్ అనుకోవచ్చు. From protostar you'll be having a red giant explosion. From protostar, you see this nebula is just like a moving like this, had the density differentiation, accumulated some kind of form, because our sun is also not fully evolved star. Sun is also fully evolved star. It's still in the working condition. It is burning. So it is accumulated shapeless star burning, radiating energy, and it will go red giant explosion. If if the size of the core, is less than 1.4, the size of the sun. రెడ్ జెయింట్ ఎక్స్ప్లోజన్ ఎప్పుడు జరుగుతుంది? ప్రోటోటైప్ నుంచి దాని యొక్క సైజ్ అనేది లెస్ దాన్ 1.4, less than 1.4, yeah, explosion size of sun. దీనే మనము చంద్రశేఖర్ లిమిట్ అంటాం. చంద్రశేఖర్ లిమిట్ is 1.4 times of size of sun. Chandrasekhar limit. Who is Mr. Chandrasekhar? So Indian origin American who discovered this limit in the process of life of a star. అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే, so the core will become white dwarf and collapse. నెక్స్ట్ స్టేజ్ ఉండదు. అంటే ఇక్కడ చూడండి, ప్రోటోస్టార్ నుంచి మనకి 1.4 సైజ్ ఆఫ్ సన్ గాని వస్తే it will undergo as a red giant explosion. It will become, core will become white dwarf core, then it will die. The star will die there itself. The outer margin outer layers of the outer core will become and join as a nebula. I repeat, there is a nebula. The protostar will undergo red giant explosion if the size of the protostar is up to 1.4. The core will become white dwarf. And it will become as a dead body. The outer layers will join as a nebula. And it will go supernova explosion. If the size of the sun is between 1.4 to 3 times of the sun. If the size is greater than the 3 times, we'll have black hole. So less than 1.4 to 3, greater than 3. So what is meant by black holes? After supernova explosion, whatever the core that is left over is almost 3 times the size of sun. Now 3 times that of sun. What is the size of sun? First question. Size of sun. Still we don't have data. What is the radius of sun? We don't have data. You can understand the radius of earth, circumference of earth we know. So from surface to the center of the earth we know almost 6,700 kilometers. That's the radius of the earth. From surface to center of the earth, it's a 6,700 kilometers. The size of the sun, some books might be mentioning it. It's wrong, that we don't have any data, the exact evidence or data to say that this is the size of the sun. Also, I'm assuming that the size of the sun has a x units. So if I compare the size of my star with the size of the sun, if it is less than 1.4, it will go red giant, then the star will collapse there itself. There is no life after that. If it is between 1.4 to 3, supernova explosion. If it is more than 3 times, black hole. Now you imagine the size of the body in the galaxy. Now whatever the body that is going near to that one, it will attract. That's the gravity, If the size is more, it is having more gravity. The gravity is directly proportional to the G equal to, you understand? G equal to How the gravity is defined in your intermediate? M1, M2, d square. Directly proportional to the size of the two bodies. M1 is the mass of one celestial object. M2, another body which is going near to that one. It is proportionate to that one. Now, almost 3 times that of size of sun. So that's the reason the gravity, people will say, so whatever the body that will go near to that one, it will attract. Am I clear? Even the star, it can attract. Clear? So because it is less than your 1.4, it is almost 3 times. So this discovery has been given by Mr. Chandrasekhar. So 1.4 times of size of sun is known as Chandrasekhar limit. So this is for your first class. Tomorrow, please come with your atlas. Okay, any latest edition of atlas. From I think from 11 you'll be having polity class. 11 to 1:30 polity class will be there. So I'll be repeating the orientation session for 20 minutes. Those students who have not attended this orientation session, which I have taken previously, you can stay back. Other students, you can rejoin at 11 p.m. Sorry, 10:30, no, 8 to 10:30. The next class would be 11 to 1:30. Yeah, please rejoin at 11 a.m. ఎవరైతే ముందు నా ఓరియంటేషన్ వినుంటారో మీరు యూ కెన్ రీజాయిన్ at 11 a.m. If you're not joined for orientation of my previous class, you can stay back. The orientation would be around 20 minutes. Thank you. So just the agenda for orientation would be, you can see which exam you need to study. What is the fundamental difference between UPSC, Group 1, Group 2? Yeah, those who are joined orientation, you can leave. There is no mandatory to stay back. Okay. So eligibility, pattern of the exam, syllabus, and strategy. Here focus would be given strategy, because always we get the students saying that the time is not adequate. How to approach? Should I follow syllabus approach? Should I follow success approach? What is meant by success approach? What is meant by PYQ approach? What we follow? Reverse method. Then the changing trends, the present changing trends of the exam. People will write in the newspaper, TGPSC is following UPSC pattern, how it is following, why it is following, why other public service commissions also adapting the UPSC pattern and format, the programs of CivicCentre, the notification dates, and know that APPSC recently, AP government, they have given the job calendar with the dates. We have job calendar with the dates, which has not been implemented. Even the Chief Minister has mentioned recently that we'll be giving the exam dates. Now, UPSC or Group 1 or Group 1 or Group 2 or both or all exams. That's always confusion to the students. It may be fresher, it may be repeater. My strong suggestion is that freshers ఏమనుకుంటారు అనుకోండి, UPSC అనుకోండి. Assume that he came to Ashok Nagar to prepare for UPSC. He thinks that group is a low grade. Assume that one fresh student graduated, it may be from engineering college, degree college. He got motivated that he wants to become civil servant, IAS, nothing less than IAS. Unfortunately, you are sitting besides to him and studying for groups. Groups are the expression you can understand, because he don't understand what is Group 1 service, Group 2 service, and UPSC service. Group 1 service, we have premium service at the Group 1 at the state level. If you are serving as a Group 1 officer almost 7 to 8 years in your state cadre, you'll be conferred as a IAS officer. Know that 7 to 8 years, if you are serving as a Group 1 officer, as a DSP, you'll get IPS. రెవెన్యూ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ అంటే మనకి రెవెన్యూ డిపార్ట్మెంట్స్ జనరల్గా రెండు ఉంటుంది, ల్యాండ్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్, రెవెన్యూ కలెక్షన్. ఈ రెండు డిపార్ట్మెంట్ వాళ్ళకి ఫస్ట్ ప్రయారిటీ ఉంటుంది. ఇట్ డజంట్ మీన్ దట్ ఇఫ్ యూ సెలెక్టెడ్ యాజ్ ఎంపీడీఓ యూ కెనాట్ గెట్ యూ కెనాట్ బి కన్ఫర్డ్ యాజ్ ఏ ఐఏఎస్, నో. బట్ జనరల్ ట్రెండ్ ఏంటంటే మనకి డైరెక్ట్ రిక్రూట్మెంట్ 2/3 జరిగితే, సే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ శాంక్షన్ స్ట్రెంత్ ఆఫ్ ఐఏఎస్ టు ద స్టేట్ ఆఫ్ తెలంగాణ, అజూమ్ 100. So 2/3 of the posts are directly filled by UPSC. 1/3 is promoted from Group 1 service. That's it. You know Akunuri Murli sir. He worked as a Group 1 officer, joined as a engineering department, conferred as IAS officer. It means if you are selected as a commercial tax officer, state CTO previously, state services, state tax collection department, now you'll be getting conferred as a IRS officer. Divisional forest officer will be conferred as a Indian Forest Service. So minimum Group 1 service of 7 to 10 years, you'll get conferred as a All India service of your home cadre. So just 3 to 4 years of your service of initial, you'll be have the parity of that Group 1 service. So without knowing this trend, the UPSC mindset people, they'll just give first attempt, not qualified, second attempt, not qualified, third attempt, repeat. Fourth, they'll say Group 1, they'll write Group 1. They'll clear prelims, they don't clear mains. Then they'll write Group 2. Then they'll write Panchayat Secretary. They'll join as a Panchayat Secretary. That's what happening in reality. What we have to understand, step method. It means you have to understand your competency. You have to understand your competency. Do you have competency for Group 2, Group 1, UPSC? That's yourself you have to assess. How to assess? There are two methods to assess. Directly go to the syllabus, see the last year question papers of exam, and if you're getting confidence, go for the exam. Simple method. You need to get the confidence. You need to have the confidence. మీరు ఎంపీ అవుతారు, ఎమ్మెల్యే అవుతారని మీకుండాలి, లిమిటేషన్స్ మీకుంటుంది. ఇమీడియట్ కావాలా, అయినా పర్లేదా, లేట్ అయినా పర్లేదా, మీకు ముందు జాబ్ కావాలా, జాబ్లో కూడా ప్రీమియం సర్వీస్ కావాలనేది, it will vary from person to person, aspirant to aspirant. You have to fix the target. No targets at a time is not advisable. Very rarely we get the template having the candidate cleared Group 2, Group 1 UPSC. He may clear, he may not clear. Always lock your target. And once you target for one public service commission, it may be Group 1 or Group 2. ఎందుకంటే సిలబస్ అంతా ఓవర్లాపింగ్ గా ఉంటుంది. So recently APPSC Group 1 officer, AO, administrative officer, so just met me 2 days before. Sir, I have left with one attempt. I was left with one attempt. Should I again focus on Group 1 or should I prepare for UPSC? So this question of doubt always will be there till your last attempt. Or till you get settled. The next method is that you have to, first parameter which I mentioned is confidence. Second one is satisfaction. Confidence and satisfaction. If I got selected as IAS only, I'll be satisfied. Group 1 only, I'll be satisfied. Group 2 only, I'll be happy. So that satisfaction and confidence, that you have to decide. It is not me, it is not institutions, it is not your pastors of Ashok Nagar who will be preaching. No. First, confidence and satisfaction. That's the reason that you have to select your service. Then Group 2 వచ్చిన తర్వాత మీకు ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ నాలెడ్జ్ ఉంటే కరెక్ట్ ఆన్సర్ ఐడెంటిఫై చేస్తే సరిపోతుంది. Group 1 వచ్చినప్పుడు మీకు డిస్క్రిప్టివ్ రాయాలి. So Group 1 plus 3 more papers is equal to UPSC. Group 1 plus 3 more papers is equal to UPSC. Based on that, you have to choose your service commission. Once I choose, lock out my target, what I have to follow? Assume that I'm choosing as a context and agenda for TGPSC Group 1, eligibility enti. Eligibility, education and age. Education is degree, any degree. By the time of notification, you would have passed your degree. Age criteria, you have up to 46 years. So because just before 3 days, just 3 days before, one student called, sir, I'm 43 years, can I prepare for Group 1? I said, till 51 years you can prepare for Group 1. You see, minimum age is 18. This is for general category, except uniform services like DSP, remaining 46. There is age relaxation, SC, ST, BC, EWS 5 years. 46 plus 5, 51. There is a one sarcastic comment. With one hand, you take the appointment letter, another hand, retirement letter. Some fire will be there at the age of 40 also, very rarely. But usually we'll get in the age group of age bracket of 24 to 35. ఈ 30-35 ప్లస్ వచ్చిన వాళ్ళు ఏదో ఒక సర్వీస్ చేస్తుంటారు, ప్రైవేట్ జాబ్, బిజినెస్, గవర్నమెంట్ ఏదో ఒకటి చేస్తుంటారు. అట్ సమ్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ టైమ్ దే ఫీల్, ఐ వాంట్ టు సిట్ ఇన్ దట్ చైర్, ఐ వాంట్ టు just it's simply because of how you maintain your consistency. I have confidence, I have competency. Here the next aspect is that if age increases, consistency drops. From the candidate perspective, I am saying only from candidate perspective. It's a no change. No, we don't have any interview now. There was a saying, when we had mock interview for APPSC Group 1, recently selected Banusri, youngest officer, 21 years. When we had mock interview, so we had a discussion that, so at the age of 21, she could able to cross prelims, mains, and she was here. And state topper in intermediate and 10th class, what would be our impression? Even if she is giving unmatured answers, we believe that such kind of young officers has to be there. Young officers has to be there. Because they will have less deviations, distractions, focused, young blood, energy, wants to contribute to the society. At the age of 35, 38, 40, the fire will come down. It's a natural human being. Multiple factors, family pressure, relatives, friends. You'll be doing one of the reason maybe just for clamor. The passion for doing to the society is minimal. That was a perception, I'm saying. Generalizing, I'm saying that. Exceptions, I'm not considering it. So it means when the age is increasing, what we notice is that consistency levels will come down mainly because of external factors. Mainly because of external factors. Assume the father or mother having 2 kids, 3 doing job, managing a household. We have one candidate who is working as a veterinary doctor, drawing more than 80,000 salary, having 2 kids, still managed to prepare. How much consistency she require? Unless her commitment is there, she cannot manage it. It is difficult to manage it. Assume 21 years, 19 years, 21 years, 22, 23. You will have less distractions, external factors. Only thing expectation from you is that get the job. Get the job, remaining things they will sponsor. Simply you'll be in the mindset of that one only. Why they'll get, why others does not get, its complete mindset and your requirement. 46 years plus 5 years, 51. So here, age and degree is not a matter in our state. Age and degree is not a matter because everyone is PhD. Minimum engineers. There is a saying that engineers in our states can become anything except engineers. We have produced such many number of engineers. During graduation, they teach confidence. They teach confidence, not the concepts. So that's why in UPSC Group 1, Group 2, whatever the job, engineers will be 60% from Telugu states. Now coming back to the pattern of TGPSC Group 1, you have only 2 stages. Don't worry about the newspaper articles, as I mentioned in the first session itself. Newspaper lo malli pattern lo change untundi, syllabus lo change untundi. That's a masala for the newspapers to sell their news. Okvela unna ibbandi em ledhu. Interview, if it is there, it is good for you. Interview, if it is there, it is good for you. Those who could able to speak, communicate, express what they're thinking, it's good for you. Out of 75, you can easily get 68. Clear? So మన దగ్గర వచ్చే వర్షన్స్ అంతా ఇంటర్వ్యూలో గోల్మాల్ జరుగుతుంది, అది జరుగుతుంది, ఇది జరుగుతుంది. ఎనీ సిస్టమ్ is not 100% foolproof. We are in the system, you have to accept certain limitations. You should not be leftist during preparation. You should not be leftist during preparation. Be leftist after service. Because you'll get agitation. Simple mistakes, you'll get agitation. What happened is that recently also completed a group 1 mains exam. The exam is moving on. They were on the street, some people. Now they're saying that they're now thinking that, sir, we wasted some time. We could not able to put. What is the result? You have to wait for some time. So that's my kind advice. Enter the system, trying to do reforms at your level. Okay. So at the reforms level, this is not in your hand. External factors should not influence. Internal factors only controlling factors for you. Now the pattern is two stages, prelims and mains. Prelims is objective 150 marks, 150 minutes. Generally, if you get 85 to 90, that's a safe zone to play for clearing the mains for prelims exam. అంటే ఒకేసారి డ్రాస్టిక్ చేంజ్ ఉండదు. ప్లస్ ఆర్ మైనస్ 10 మార్క్స్ మాత్రమే ప్రీవియస్కి నెక్స్ట్ ఇయర్కి తేడా ఉంటుంది. ప్రిలిమ్స్లో 150 కానీ మీరు 90 కానీ తెచ్చుకోగలిగితే, సో కాన్ఫిడెంట్లీ యూ కెన్ ప్రిపేర్ ఫర్ మెయిన్స్ ఎగ్జామ్ విచ్ ఈస్ హ్యావింగ్ descriptive 6 papers, 6 into 150, 900 marks. How many marks I need to get? Because mains is a merit. Marks which you are going to score in the mains exam determines whether you are going to get deputy collector, DSP or MPDO. How many marks we need to get? So this is the cutoff analysis marks of APPSC Group 1. 1 to 13 deputy collector, 1 to 13 DSP. Out of APPSC, they have 5 papers. 5 into 150, 750 plus 75, 825. 825 ki 525. They'll get usually 68 to 70. మనకి ఇంటర్వ్యూలో 68 నుంచి 72. Even there is one candidate who got 74 out of 75. Deputy collector. His name is there in the 1 to 13 list. So if I just remove 65 here, clear? Enta 5? 5? Calci gala. 525 లో 65 రిమూవ్ చేస్తే ఎంత అవుతుంది? 460 out of 750, around 63%. 63%. Coming back, you have to score how many marks? Mains లో ఎన్ని రావాలి మీకు? 60%. Out of 150, if you could able to score at least 90 in each paper, you'll be in the top 10 list. 90 out of 150. This is not MCET exam. 160 to 158, 159. This is a competitive exam, relative exam, descriptive exam. You have to score 90 at least. కొన్ని పేపర్లో మనకి 110 రావచ్చు, 105 రావచ్చు. Recently జరిగిన మెయిన్స్ ఎగ్జామ్లో పేపర్ 5 is there, science and technology, data interpretation. I have been repeatedly cautioning to the student, if you complete paper 5, you'll get deputy collector. You know the answers, but people will say time is not there. Maths paper is there, 50 marks. Either they will start with data interpretation paper or essay paper. Both are lengthy papers, lengthy questions, and you'll start writing whatever you are studied, then the time will be over. How to get 90 plus? That is our target. To get 90 plus, the basic thumb rule is complete paper. అంటే 15 క్వశ్చన్స్ రాయాలి. సార్ నేను ఎక్సలెంట్గా రాస్తా, ఎక్స్ట్రాడినరీగా రాసా, నాదే బెస్ట్ ఆన్సర్ రాసా, కాబట్టి 12 రాసి నేనే కొడతా అంటే అలాంటి ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ నేను వినలేదు, చూడలేదు. what I have getting the examples is that first I need to complete the paper, meaning I have to write at least 15 questions. How many questions are there? 15 only. I have to write 15 questions. So 13 questions, good questions, 2 manageable. That's it. Excellent paper. Above average answers is more than required. What is meant by above average answers? Write at least 10 to 12 points. Write at least 10 to 12 points. In how many pages? Minimum of 2 pages. Each point, some examples. Substantiation, as I mentioned. It may be person, policy, place, or data. I repeat, it may be person, place, policy, data in this sense. That is the meaning of examples. If I'm writing difference between Gandhara, Madura, or social conditions during Rashtrakutas or Kakatiyas, what I have to write? I need to write at least 10 to 12 points. Write this 10 to 12 points with some data, then you'll be writing the relevant points. And final point is complete paper 5 at any cost. Paper lengthy, difficult, unexpected paper, no excuse. You have to mentally prepare whatever the standard of paper 5, I'm going to complete it. Because completing remaining papers is one set of requirement. Within the completion, completing paper 5 is another requirement. If you achieve this 5 point, you'll be a topper. Who is topper? ఇది వస్తే నువ్వు టాపర్ అవుతావు. Reverse. That is the expectation requirement from the mains exam. Now, moving on, the syllabus part. As I mentioned, the pattern of mains questions 150, 150. How many subjects are there? 13 subjects are there. 13 subjects are there from current affairs to logical reasoning. Prelims lo meeru ఉన్న సిలబస్ నే మెయిన్స్ లో మనకి 6 పేపర్స్ గా స్ప్రెడ్ అవుతుంది. ప్రిలిమ్స్ లో ఉన్న సిలబస్ నే మనకి మెయిన్స్ లో 6 పేపర్స్ గా ఎక్స్పాన్షన్ అవుతుంది. డోంట్ అజ్యూమ్ దట్ ద ప్రిలిమ్ సిలబస్ ఇస్ డిఫరెంట్, మెయిన్స్ ఇస్ డిఫరెంట్. క్లియర్? చాలా మందికి ప్రిలిమ్స్ సపరేట్ చదువుకోవాలా, మెయిన్స్ ప్రిలిమ్స్ కి అయిన తర్వాత చదువుకోవాలా. సో దట్ షుడ్ నాట్ బి ప్రాక్టీస్. యూ హ్యావ్ టు ఇంటిగ్రేట్. దట్స్ ద బెస్ట్ ప్రాక్టీస్. సో ప్రిలిమ్స్ అండ్ మెయిన్స్ integrated approach we have to study. You have current affairs, history, geography, economy, polity, environment, society, public policy, logical reasoning. So again in prelims exam, which was conducted by TGPSC 3 times, this 13th point is very important. You will expect minimum 15 to 20 questions. In the first time which was conducted by TGPSC, even the merit students after exam they said, sir, questions దాదాపు 15 questions వదిలేసాం. Mainly simply because of logical reasoning. They skip the questions and they'll have less time or no time to come back and do the logical reasoning. ఇక్కడ మీరు అడ్వాన్స్ దీన్ని చేయాలంటే ఇక్కడ గ్రూప్ 2 నుంచి అన్డూ అడ్వాంటేజ్ వస్తుంది. వాళ్ళు వచ్చి ఇక్కడ గ్రూప్ 1 రాస్తారు, గ్రూప్ 1 ప్రిలిమ్స్ కట్ ఆఫ్ పెంచుతారు, మెయిన్స్ రాయరు. మీరేమో మెయిన్స్ అనుకుంటూ ఉంటారు, ప్రిలిమ్స్ లో ఆ బార్డర్లో ఉంటారు. అప్పుడు కట్ ఆఫ్ ఇది వచ్చి మెయిన్ కీ వచ్చిన తర్వాత సార్ 1 మార్క్ యాడ్ అవుతుందా, 2 క్వశ్చన్స్ డిలీట్ అవుతాయా, ఈ కీలో వాళ్ళు ఇచ్చింది ఈ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ కీ ఇలా ఉంది, ఆ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ కీ ఇలా ఉంది, అలాంటి కంపారిజన్ యూ షుడ్ నాట్ హ్యావ్. After, as soon as prelims exam is over, the very next day you have to start your mains exam. Otherwise, you'll be losing the time. So this is about prelims exam. This is about your prelims exam of syllabus, where our masters would be dealing their subjects, how I discussed. Now, the pattern, as I mentioned that UPSC ni TGPSC follow avutunda. దానికి ముందు, now as I mentioned that this is the weightage of the different subjects 1 to 13. This is 2022 paper, 2023 paper, 2024 paper. For one notification we had prelims 3 times. So how TGPSC is different from UPSC is that here you can see in every year all the 13 subjects has given significance and weightage of minimum 7 to 12 questions. Whereas in UPSC, that gambling of not giving weightage to some portion, sometimes they may give history, sometimes current affairs, sometimes no current affairs, less current affairs, factual, science and technology. So unexpectedly sports questions will come because UPSC will study the market. Whatever the coaching institutions are doing or preaching, they don't reflect in the question paper. That's it. UPSC is something that you should not expect in the exam hall. That's it. You have to go to the exam hall that I'm not expecting you. I'm prepared to deal the unexpectation. Such kind of mindset aspirants will clear the prelims exam when it comes to UPSC. But when it comes to TGPSC Group 1, paper weightage you can expect. Paper weightage you can expect. If the same syllabus is mentioned and given to UPSC, so from this analysis, what you'll understand, logical reasoning, if I study, I'll get minimum of 20 questions. That is the inference. If I go the same inference with UPSC, it won't work. That is the meaning of UPSC and fundamental difference between UPSC and TGPSC. Will that logic will work in TGPSC? It will work because the pattern more or less they have to follow because they fear about the court cases. You have mentioned logical reasoning. Logical reasoning questions are not there. How many minimum marks are guaranteed for each subject? 10 marks. Minimum 10 marks. 10 into 13, 130. దాంట్లో ఏ సబ్జెక్ట్ మీరు వదులుతారు ఏ సబ్జెక్ట్ మీరు వదలరు నో బికాస్ ద సేమ్ ప్రిలిమ్ సిలబస్ ఈస్ ఎక్స్పాండెడ్ టు మెయిన్స్ ఎగ్జామ్ ఈజ్ ఇట్ క్లియర్ హౌ యూపీఎస్సీ ఈస్ డిఫరెంట్ ఫ్రమ్ టీజీపీఎస్సీ వేర్ యూపీఎస్సీ ఈస్ డిఫరెంట్ ఫ్రమ్ అదర్ పబ్లిక్ సర్వీస్ కమిషన్స్ దిస్ కంపోజిషన్ subject composition they have the free hand. When it comes to TGPSC, we have no free hand. They'll follow. ఇక్కడ నుంచి మీరు తెలుసుకోవచ్చు సార్ 2025 ఎలా ఉండబోతుంది 10% deviation. Yeah. So first difference I mentioned is that UPSC mixing of the subject weightage is changing. Now TGPSC, now I'm making one statement. TGPSC is following UPSC trend. The meaning is TGPSC has now adapted pattern of UPSC. Pattern is different, standard is different. Pattern ante 2 statement question la 3 statement direct matching pairing idi pattern. So in 2022, from the beginning of Civic Center, we used to follow the pattern of UPSC for TGPSC Group 1 and Group 2. Some students used to come and ask, particularly some student, sir, you are following UPSC pattern. You are giving more indirect questions. No direct questions. You see, out of 150, how many questions? 42. Remaining 100 questions? Statement based question. What will happen if there are more number of statement based question? Paper will become lengthy. Paper is easy. Direct questions, difficult. Clear? If it is lengthy questions, if you know the statements, it is easy to answer because we don't have negative mark. But people will directly get influenced, will get frustration, some kind of, they will lose the confidence because when the paper is lengthy, they'll take more time to read, more time to solve. Then the exam pressure will come. 2 hours, you'll be completing only 90 to 100 questions. Left 50 questions, 30 minutes. What will happen? You feel that paper is UPSC pattern. Pattern is UPSC. Standard is not UPSC. Right, understand? Pattern means, format means how many statement? 2 statement, 3 statement, 4 statement, 5 statement. Now, UPSC, they have 100 questions, 100 marks, 24 only direct questions. 24 only direct questions. Remaining 75 indirect questions. Here we have 40 to 30. In 2024 paper, only 36. That was reflected in recently conducted TGPSC Group 2 also. Clear? So the pattern is UPSC, not the standard. Are we clear? Weightage you understood? Pattern you have understood? Now, mains. When it comes to mains exam, you have 6 papers. Each paper 150 marks, 15 questions. కొన్ని క్వశ్చన్స్ కి ఇంటర్నల్ చాయిస్ ఉంది, కొన్ని క్వశ్చన్స్ కి ఇంటర్నల్ చాయిస్ లేదు. So try to see the pattern. We'll be explaining pattern in one of the exclusive session. 6 papers right from general essay to Telangana movement. How many papers are there? 6 papers. Here the mindset of the aspirants is that they always remove the general essay. They'll calculate their preparation and availability time. Only 5 papers kada. Sir, interaction lo vachinappude sir 6 papers sir essay తీసేయండి, remaining 5 papers 5 months. That minds does not work. Essay paper 150 marks. It is equal important to your Telangana movement. Essay మీరు రాయగలిగితేనే you'll have the edge, because who are sincerely preparing for the mains exam, the mindset is more or less same. If I complete remaining papers, I can complete essay paper. No, you complete remaining paper. Along with that, give equal proportionate of your time for general essay paper. Then only you can expect. So assume that you are preparing, invested for 100 hours for Telangana movement. At least invest 80 hours for general essay. Otherwise, it is not miracle to score more than 19 general essay. People will have that pseudo type mindset. So if I prepare remaining paper, general essay, we don't want exclusive preparation. And they skip the all essay papers. They don't come for essay also. The essay, they'll assume that it's a qualifying paper. Essay is not qualifying paper. English is a qualifying paper. We don't have Telugu paper. English as a qualifying paper. Now, what is my strategy and your strategy? Success strategy and failure strategy. There is no failure strategy. There is no failure strategy. Why I'm saying? Nobody plans for failure. Yes, exactly. We don't plan for failure. So generally, what the aspirant will do is that they'll come to Ashok Nagar, maybe fresher or senior, repeated, or preparing for other exams, now wanted to prepare for group 1. They'll get the copy of syllabus. They'll Google the books or get some seniors advice. They collect the list of books. They'll keep it. They'll open it. They'll start reading from first page to last page. Assuming that if I complete all these books, I'll get the service. That strategy, I'm not saying it is not going to work. It will work given the time like your graduation. Why we follow that method is that in the graduation, it may be your degree or PG or your engineering, time is not a constraint factor. Always time is there. Even if you don't go to the classes, you can study for one day, you will get 80%. Clear? Here, time is a limiting factor. Just before the prelims exam, before the mains exam, you always think that someone should be there on Ashok Nagar crossroads demanding for postponing of the exam with one reason or another reason. Because you think that if one more week is there, if additional 2 weeks are there, I can at least revise my history or movement or newspaper. So here the time is a constraining factor. When it comes to competitive exam, time is a constraint factor. How to handle this time is your strategy. That you have to adapt from the beginning itself. There is a McKinsey model of business. They'll recruit the people. While recruiting, they'll have some parameters. Once they recruit it, they immediately give the project. Do this project without any training. It's just like a swim and sink model. They just see that whether you are physically fit or mentally fit, they'll throw in the ocean. They'll try to see from the outside. whether at least this person is putting some effort to shake, at least move hands or legs. Then they'll give the thread. If he just not using at least common sense or no effort, then they'll think that no, recruiting that person is a waste of resource. Recruiting the person is waste of resource. You'll be given the project. 1 month you'll be implementing the project. Then after 1 month I'll give the training. What is our government service? They recruit, they'll invest for 10 months training. Then after training, you'll be posted. You'll be realizing that whatever you have learned during training is of no use. What you have learned, what you have prepared, is a completely mutual exclusive in the field job. I have to give training after 1 month. Then the person will relate the demand and the requirement of my project. Then I'll say how to manage the project, how to meet the timeline, how to consolidate, coordinate, skill up. Then he'll understand, okay, if I do like that, I'll reduce my time. I can reduce my time. The same way, time management is most requirement aspect in the preparation. What is meant by time management? Immediately, you should understand the demand of the exam. What is the demand of the exam? What is the demand of the exam? Why you are preparing for the service? Top 10. Yeah. So you have to be in the top 10. To be in the top 10, what is required? You have to perform. To perform well, what you have to study? Whatever you have studied should come in the exam. Simple logic. It is not about how much pages, how many books I read it. Even if I read 10 pages, 100 pages, 500 pages, if it is reflected, I'll get marks, isn't it? That is the preparation. It means there is a simple saying that you should know what is relevant, what is not relevant. I'm saying that now the different important aspect is relevance of exam. If I'm teaching, CivicCentre is conducting the classes, CivicCentre is conducting the test series, or giving the material. If it is not relevant, what is the use of the classes? What is the use of the test series? No use. It is of no use of having my experience of 10 years, 15 years, 12 years, national eminent faculty, repeated faculty, everywhere faculty. You understand the relevance? Relevance is more important. If I'm teaching relevant to the class, I can teach for 3 hours, 6 hours of what I have understood, what I prepared. But if it is not reflecting in the exam, what is of no use? It will be of no use. The relevance is established through the PYQs. But here, you'll be in the mindset. Sir, I'm writing the toughest exam in the state, best exam in the state. Whether the PYQs will come again? Yes. మనం ఏమనుకుంటామంటే నేను టఫెస్ట్ ఎగ్జామ్ రాస్తున్నాను యూపీఎస్సీ కూడా ఇలాంటి టఫెస్ట్ స్టాండర్డ్ ఉన్న ఎగ్జామ్కి మళ్ళీ అడిగిన క్వశ్చన్లు ఎందుకు అడుగుతాడు అనుకుంటా. అది రాంగ్ నోషన్. ప్లీజ్ నోట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ అబౌట్ ద బుక్స్, ఇట్ ఈస్ పీవైక్యూస్. పీవైక్యూస్లో ఏమొస్తుంది? పీవైక్యూస్లో ఏమొస్తుంది? కాన్సెప్ట్స్ ఏ విధంగా అడుగుతున్నాడని నీకు తెలుస్తుంది. ఆ విధంగా అడిగేటప్పుడే నువ్వు ఫస్ట్ రిఫర్ చేయాలి. PYQs has to be referred. Same, now I am teaching geography. Now polity class will be starting. Before starting polity class or geography, you have to quickly go through the PYQs once. But what I will be assuming as a common aspirant is that let me complete the syllabus. Let the classes will get over. Let me complete my NCERT. Then I can solve PYQ. Who is asking you to solve the PYQs? అలా వెళ్తే time constraint factor. I'm not saying that strategy does not work. That strategy will take lot of time. Always you will be paucity of time. Time. You have to enjoy the time. You have to enjoy the preparation. It means whatever I have studied should come in the exam. That's my strategy. The first aspect is that we call as a inner core approach. What is meant by inner core approach and versus outer core approach? So in the PYQs, you'll be referring the PYQs, listen to the classes, read the material, solve the PYQ, repeat the procedure. I repeat, refer PYQ, read the material or listen to the classes. Some people may join the classes. Some people will study by themselves, self-study. Both are okay. Refer PYQ. Then I'll be understanding the requirement of the exam, demand of the exam, focusing areas. Then I may listen to the classes or read the material, then solve the PYQs. If I'm solving the PYQs which has already been asked from my classes, from the material, that material or the classes are relevant. Otherwise, this will be just waste of time. Don't you agree? I paid almost 20 hours of class. After the class, whatever the classes that are being taught, completely different from the PYQs, you'll get knowledge only. You'll get knowledge only. We'll be generating the pastors for next batch. You got the point. Refer PYQ. Then read it before any chapter. First step in jayala? Sir, PYQs లేదు కదా. Next question me. Any PYQ of group 2, group 1 UPSC is your PYQ. అక్కడ ఏం మారుతుంది, స్టాండర్డే మారుతుంది, వే ఆఫ్ ఆస్కింగ్ మారుతుంది. అంతేగాని మీకు ఫోకస్ ఏరియా ఇమీడియట్గా తెలిసిపోతుంది. జస్ట్ సింప్లీ రిఫరింగ్ PYQs, సాల్వింగ్ ద PYQ, దెన్ న్యూస్ పేపర్ combined together is paper. I have made it very simple to understand. PYQs plus newspaper is new paper. అంతే అండి. దాన్ని వదిలేసి మనం ఏం చేస్తామంటే, ఇప్పుడు నువ్వు జాయిన్ అవుతావు, ఇంకో దగ్గర జాయిన్ అవుతాడు, వాళ్ళకి కంపైలేషన్ ఇస్తాడు, సివిక్ సెంటర్ కంపైలేషన్ ఇస్తుంది, మార్కెట్లో ఇంకో కంపైలేషన్, ఇవన్నీ పట్టుకుని వచ్చి ఇక్కడ పెట్టుకుంటారు. No. PYQs plus newspaper is new paper. Repeat the same. Now, this approach is an inner circle approach. So now, if I'm having time, first I'm giving PYQs. Clear the concepts which have been asked in the PYQs first itself. Clear the concepts which has been asked in the PYQ. The graduation and competitive exams is different just mainly because of addition of newspaper. Graduation లో న్యూస్ పేపర్ అడిషన్ ఉండదు. పాలిటీ ఉంది అనుకో, మనం ఇండియన్ కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్ చదువుకుని మనం పీజీలోకి వెళ్తే విల్ గెట్ 90 మార్క్స్, 90%. ఇక్కడ న్యూస్ పేపర్ వస్తుంది కాబట్టి 2 సార్లు రాసినా 3 సార్లు రాసినా మళ్ళీ సేమే మెథడ్ వస్తుంది. Because one nation, one election is been in the news. 1 year before it was not like that. Now the change of government, new policy, new socio-economic survey, new budget, new priority, that will have impact on the new paper. Are you getting my point? So my inner core approach first is PYQs. Now because of time, now I'm increasing, I'm putting on newspaper, one more circle. If I'm having time, additional topics as per the syllabus. If I'm having time, again additional topic, additional PYQs, additional newspaper. Now you are going from high concentric circles to low possibilities. ఇప్పుడు నేను క్వశ్చన్ పేపర్ సెట్ చేయాలనుకోండి, ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తాను, నా గురంతా ఎక్కడ ఉంటుంది, ఇక్కడికే కదా. Now I'm going from high possibility to the less possibility. If I'm not having time, I may confine to PYQs plus newspaper with additional important topics. Clear? So that inner circles concepts priority shall be taken priority. If you are having time, increase your knowledge, increase your concepts, increase your repetition. But what the students will be generally doing is that they'll start from here to here. By the time you come here, time is over. That's what I'm trying to make you realize. From day one itself, you have to go that method. ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇన్నర్ టు అవుట్ సైడ్ అప్రోచ్లో కొంత టైం, ఎక్కువ టైం తీసుకుంటుంది ఇనిషియల్గా. ఎందుకంటే ఇమీడియట్గా క్వశ్చన్ ఇంటర్నేషనల్ డేట్ లైన్ ఇచ్చుంటాడు, లేకపోతే లాటిట్యూడ్స్ లాంగిట్యూడ్స్ మీద ఇచ్చుంటాడు, మినరల్ రిసోర్సెస్ మీద ఇచ్చుంటాడు. నీకేమనిపిస్తుంది, ఆ టాపిక్ ఇంకా చదవలేదు కదా, చెప్పలేదు కదా, ఇప్పుడే నాకు తెలియదు కదా అనుకుంటావు. but that method will give the cluster clarity, 100% clarity. లేకపోతే ఏమో సిలబస్ అవుతుంది ఈ అప్రోచ్లో, అవుట్ సైడ్ టు ఇన్సైడ్లో ఏమవుతుందంటే సిలబస్ అవుతుంది కానీ ఎగ్జామ్ అప్రోచ్ ఉండదు. ప్రెజర్ వస్తుంది, ప్రెజర్, ఎనార్మస్ ప్రెజర్. యు గివ్ ఫ్రమ్ అవుట్ సైడ్ టు ఇన్సైడ్, యు ఆర్ గోయింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ like from surface of the earth, you are going to the core, you'll get heat, you'll get pressure. I'm coming directly from the center. Now I know the pressure, because initial days itself I understood that this is the pressure, this is the time, this is the intensity I need to prepare. Now I can manage. So always you'll have the different set of aspirants as a friends, family members, neighbors, study hall mates, classmates, institute mates. Don't get influenced. Don't get influenced by any influencer. They will just simply say అది అవసరం లేదురా అంటాడు, నువ్వు దాన్ని పట్టుకొని ఉంటావు, అప్పుడు నీకు క్వశ్చన్ ఆఫ్ డౌట్ వచ్చేస్తుంది, చదవాలా చదవకూడదు. So this is a universal rule. It will work given any set of condition. Minimum guarantee is guaranteed as DC. What is the minimum guarantee? DC. ఇది తెలుసుకోవడం కోసమే మీకు 3 సంవత్సరాలు పడుతుంది, ఒక ఫ్రెషర్కి అయితే 3 years పడుతుంది. నెక్స్ట్ కన్సిస్టెన్సీ అంటే if you study for 3 hours, 3 into 6 18. If you study for 4 hours daily, 4 into 6 24. If I study for 6 hours, 6 into 6 36. Invest 40 hours in a week for 40 years of service. And this is reality. Though it's look like a very simple statement, this is a reality that if you want to get it, make simple as much as possible. Don't complex yourself. NCERT, again ఇక్కడ ఏ బుక్స్ అని అడుగుతారు, NCERT of 11th and 12th, న్యూస్ పేపర్ అండ్ PYQ, దట్స్ ఇట్. ఇంకా పుస్తకాలంతా తీసుకొని పోగేసుకోవద్దని పెట్టుకోండి, తీసుకొని రెఫరెన్స్ వాడుకోండి. ఆ కాన్సెప్ట్ నీకేమైనా అర్థం కాలేదనుకో, ఆ కాన్సెప్ట్ వరకే చదువుకోండి. అంతేగాని డోంట్ బి ఇన్ ద మైండ్ సెట్ దట్ యుల్ బి రీడింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ ఫస్ట్ పేజ్ టు లాస్ట్ పేజ్. First page to last page approach does not work. It will work in the graduation, it does not work in the exam, competitive exam. Postpone aina, prepone aina, ఎప్పటికైనా you'll be the master. ఇక్కడ చూడండి, ఈ ఇన్నర్ కోర్ అప్రోచ్ నుంచి వెళ్తే ఏమవుతుందంటే, if I ask Mr. X, please take the test, what will be the confidence of that person? I completed PYQ, I completed newspaper, I can take the test. Outer core approach, నో, ఇంకా నేను కోర్ వరకు వెళ్ళలేదు. ఎప్పుడు వెళ్తావు? ఎగ్జామ్ వచ్చేస్తుంది. నువ్వు కోర్ వరకు వెళ్ళే లోపల ఎగ్జామ్ వచ్చేస్తుంది. అప్పుడు ఎగ్జామ్ పెట్టాను అనుకో, కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ పోతుంది సార్, ఎగ్జామ్ రాస్తాను. ఎగ్జామ్ అయిన తర్వాత ఎగ్జామ్ పోతుంది, కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ పోతుంది అనేది ఎగ్జామ్ రాయడు, ఎగ్జామ్ రాసిన తర్వాత ఎగ్జామ్ పోతుంది. ఆర్ యు గెటింగ్ మై పాయింట్? సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద అప్రోచ్ దట్ వీ ఫాలో ఇన్ ద టీచింగ్, that we follow in material, that we follow in the test series. That's why CivicCentre within 3 years we could able to consolidate the market just simply by ensuring the relevance of the class, relevance of the material, relevance of the test series. Whatever you go and see in the YouTube channels or material, test series, classes, if you could able to answer PYQs, you try to preach that procedure. లేకపోతే చెప్పింది ఒకటి మనకి యూజ్ అనేది లేకపోతే, అవి ఎవరు చెప్పినా ఎంత చెప్పినా ఏమీ ఉపయోగం అనేది ఉండదు. సో దట్స్ అవర్ స్ట్రాటజీ. వాట్ ఈస్ రివర్స్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ టెక్నిక్ I approached. So whatever I tell is exam approach, you have to follow integrated approach. Consistency is a key. Consistency and competency are two sides of the same coin. That is a success. ఈరోజు చదువుతాము, ఒక 12 hours చదివేసి నెక్స్ట్ మళ్ళీ సంక్రాంతికి వెళ్ళి, you take break not more than 3 days. You take break not more than 3 days. Third day you shall be on the study table, meaning రిగ్రెట్ ఉండదు. 4th day వచ్చిన తర్వాత అయ్యో టైం అయిపోయింది, వేస్ట్ చేసాను, బర్త్డేకి వెళ్ళాను, మ్యారేజ్కి వెళ్ళాను, వెకేషన్కి వెళ్ళాను. నో. సో ఇట్స్ జస్ట్ లైక్ you take every month 3 days break, that's okay. But if you take more than 3 days break of any reason, many unfortunate incidents will happen. Don't think that you're exception. Unwanted situations will happen during that preparation because it's not 1 month preparation duration. It may be 6 months, it may be 8 months, it may be 12 months. Minimum you have to plan for 10 months. ఈ 10 months లో ఈ రోజు నుంచి if you are planning to study for 4 hours outside your classes or inclusive classes, that is fine. But 4 into 6, 5 into 6, 6 into 6, a consistency undali, not more than 3 days break in the preparation. What will happen is that even if you consistently prepare 10 hours a day for 3 months, but if you are away from preparation for 1 week, by the time you come back, it will give refresh. Senior aspirants will connect. నేను చదువున్నాను కానీ గుర్తు రావట్లేదు, ఇంకోసారి రివిజన్ చేయాలంటాడు. వాట్ ఈస్ అవర్ రివిజన్? రివిజన్ ఈజ్ అవర్ PYQs ఓన్లీ. ఓకే, PYQs, newspapers, solving the papers. Solve the question papers, solve the question paper, you will retain the concept. అంతేగాని మీరు బుక్స్ చదువుకుంటూ కూర్చుంటే రిటెన్షన్ అనేది ఉండదు. So when you can expect the notification? Yeah, that's the next $1 million question. Not more than February. Not more than February. You see, February 2024, they gave the notification, this notification. June 9th. Yes, even it get delayed, it's a benefit for you. Because 6 months, if you study 6 hours a day, still it's a tight schedule. Still it is a tight schedule. What is your mindset? Notification is issued, length is in June. Other people will relax simply because notification is not released. Other people will relax simply because notification is not released. Why we have started this batch is that we want early starters. Next batch and the time management. Pressure management అంటాం కదా. ఈ బ్యాచ్లో ఏమవుతుందంటే you can manage your preparation, you can command your schedule, you can command your preparation, you feel confidence in the preparation. Assume prelims is in June, October, mains. If that is the status, are you ready? That's it. అంతేగాని నోటిఫికేషన్ ఎప్పుడు వస్తుంది, వస్తుందా రాదా, ఎన్ని పోస్టులు ఉంటాయి, that is the external factor which I mentioned. That is not external factor. Even the chief minister is not having the control. Even the chief minister will get the pressure. Notification ఇవ్వు, త్వరగా ఎగ్జామ్ పెట్టు, అంతే కదా. సో మీ చేతిలో లేని దాని గురించి మీరు వర్రీ కావడం. దట్స్ ద పాయింట్. వాట్ ఈస్ మై దేర్ ఇన్ మై హ్యాండ్? టైమ్, ప్రిపరేషన్, ప్లాన్ ఇట్. దట్స్ ఇట్. So the best quote which I often repeat is that it's a Chinese proverb. Say, I want some mangoes in my backyard. If I want mangoes today, I would have planted my mango tree 20 years before. Then the next best time is to plant today. So the best time to prepare for the group 1 exam is before the notification. What is the best time to prepare for notification? Group 1? Before the notification. Now we are in the phase 1. Once notification is issued, my statement is that then the second best time is to prepare from today. So now we are in the first phase. It will have enormous potential. Don't procrastinate. You have to be consistent. You shall influence other people who are preparing for the exam. మీ పని మీరు చేసుకోవాలి. Don't give unnecessary advice. Don't take unnecessary advice. Simple sutram. Don't take unnecessary advice. Don't give unnecessary advice. Just do your work. That is your emotional balance. లేకపోతే ఏమవుతుందంటే, if you think that you are giving advice to other 2 people, 3 people, you feel that you are a supreme person, merit person among that group, then you will ignore what is required for the exam. అతను ఏమైనా అడిగితే డిస్కస్ చేసుకోండి, ఈ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఇది, అది కాన్సెప్ట్ ఇది. ఆ డిస్కషన్లో కూడా క్వశ్చన్సే డిస్కస్ చేయాలి, కాన్సెప్ట్స్ కాదు. బికాస్ వెన్ యూ డిస్కస్ ద కాన్సెప్ట్, దెన్ యూ విల్ డీవియేట్. వన్ నేషన్ వన్ ఎలక్షన్ అనేసి ఒక కాన్సెప్ట్ పెట్టుకుంటారు. ఎన్డీఏ ఏం చేస్తుంది, కాంగ్రెస్ ఏం చేస్తుంది, టీడీపీ ఏం చేస్తుంది, 2027లో అవుతుందా, 2029లో అవుతుందా? దట్ డస్ నాట్ yield ఎనీ రిజల్ట్. సో దట్స్ ఇట్ అబౌట్ the present status of the notification. So I'll be taking from 8 to 10:30 geography. Then daily 2 classes will be there. Monday to Friday, Saturday current affairs roundup. So we have very young team. Myself, Venkat Chola, founder and managing director of Civic Center. My team is youngest team. So we follow reverse method only. Very competent. Even the masters, we don't recruit outsiders, mainly because we wanted to deliver on time. Because previously, when I was working as a managing director of one of the eminent academy of IAS Academy, I know how to manage their schedule. First thing is that we wanted to complete the classes. In test series, we have the principle zero error policy. In classes, we wanted to ensure zero cancellation of the classes. Clear? So be passionate, be consistent, be committed towards your preparation. Then you can expect the outcome. So with this, I wish all the best. Welcome to Civic Center. We wish all the best. Thank you.